What's all this? Ah, that's loud. Copyright background music. Some background music. Ah, it's freaking loud as shit. I just took my eardrums out. Holy moly. Let's bring that down a little bit. Damn. Hold up. I can see you chatting. Give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Hold up. Give me 1 moment. I can hear all you guys typing. I swear I can, but I reset something on Streamlabs and it's making me like relog it and everything. Give me 1 second. What's up, everyone? Hold on, hold on. I can see y'all typing. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, I promise. Give me 1 minute. Sorry. Give me 1 moment, guys. I had some previous issues on Streamlabs, so I reinstalled it and stuff. I'm just getting everything resituated. Please don't hate me. Okay. Okay. I think we're good. Can you guys hear me okay? I changed microphones as well. Is this one okay? Yo, Baguette. Thank you for the resubscription on Twitch. 3 months. Thank you. Bob Video, show reports. Hazy, how's it going? I'll show reports, Bob. There wasn't really many reports, so I'll kind of show you guys what ended up happening in GW. I was going to say like the G bracket. I don't remember which G bracket it is. I think it was G12. Yeah, G12. So we were here. We allied TOA. You guys might be familiar with Harley Quinn. So we allied TOA. They ended up fighting PARS, but PARS did not leave their helipad, unfortunato. And then we fought MKRC. We fought them here at this tower. They also didn't really come out. So I honestly only have one rally report. And then, yeah, that was kind of it, to be honest with you. Oh, scheisse. Hold on, I can get it. It's in our chat. Hold on. Bear with me 1 moment. 1 moment. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. So this is from earlier. I got my Miyamoto skin. So. But, yeah. This was pretty much the only rally that they ended up holding. So, it was decent. Decent, can't lie. But it's going good, Dimitri. Appreciate you being here, buddy. Yellison, how's it going, buddy? Nilak, what's up? How's it going? Yeah, it's the only report I got, guys. I'm sorry. How's GW going? Hopefully it's a fun Circle 2. I mean, we've got some tough opponents within our brackets for sure. Like, we're only at 16 bill. I mean, MKRC was at 20. Kind of surprised they didn't really want to fight. I think what it was that all three of these alliances requested for us to ally, but TOA requested first, plus it's Harley Quinn, so it's like another YouTuber. So like, yeah, sure, why not? You know, I like Harley's videos. So I was kind of surprised that they didn't put up a fight. But there's definitely some higher combat rating people. NICL, LEOL, our fun friends at NTD with Broccoli are in the bracket as well. So we'll have to see if we get matched with them. Prim, Panda's here. So yeah, we'll see if we have Circle 2. Sounding good? Okay, good. It's going good, Hisoka. How are you doing? Take your time, bro. Relax. I apologize if I'm kind of upbeat, kind of jittery. I just got out of another interview. Like literally the interview ended like 15 minutes ago. So I'm kind of in that like blood flowing state. Yeah, that's kind of it. Circle 1 was blah, wasn't it? Sorry to hear. What G-Brack are you in, Gio? AZ, question about damage factor on skills. Is that an additional hit that then gets all the multipliers added on? Damage factor on skills. Are you... Oh, so damage factor. I mean, that damage factor is essentially your skill damage, right? Anytime that you see damage factor, that is what is known as skill damage. So if you go into like your homes, you see like rally skill damage, garrison skill damage. If you go into like refinery, you see skill damage. If you go into your armament parts, you have skill damage up here. Oops, sorry. Parts, here we go. Skill damage up here. That is what damage factor is. That is your skill damage. So that can come in the form of your rage skill. That can come in the form of your secondary skills that may have damage factor. I think that like even Bodala has damage factor on this counterattack here. Those are all skill damage. Got the skin and had to use it. I had to use it, man. I had to use it. This mic doesn't extenuate the deep voice. I apologize. Yeah, I had to change it up a bit. My other mic was going out. I've had that mic for like 5 years. It's a HyperX Quadcast, but it was just going out. Like the sensitivity on it was really weird. It would pick up more things behind the mic than it would in front of it, and so it wasn't all that great when I was just on Discord with people. Yo, bro, so funny. You and your what the fuck? I mentioned to buy that Miyamoto skin, man. Dude, honestly, if you don't already have it and you've ever wanted it, now is your chance to get it. This is the cheapest it's ever been. I think it was less than 20,000 gold. Like it was like 19,900 and some change or something like that, or like right at 20,000 on the dot. But if I recall, the first time the Miyamoto skin came out and all those times thereafter, it was close to like 30,000 gold. So what do you think about the new hero in Garrison? I am actually looking forward to it. I am 90% confident it's going to do well in Garrison, even though it says rally. I mean, we saw the same thing with Stella, right? She's rally built, but she performed extremely well and still performs extremely well in Garrison against anti-swarms and even multi-rallies. So I am fairly confident that she will do well in Garrison, even without her bonus damage applied from her heavy strikes. I still am confident she will do well with the consistent AoE, the high damage, and she just has really good stats in general. That's one of the hard parts about infantry right now, is that you either get the stats from Ribbon and you lose out on your opportunity to kill multi-rallies and swarms, or you get Ethan, who has the ability to counter multi-rallies and swarms, but then you lose a lot of the stats. You only get the 45% defense, right? So it's kind of like a one or the other right now, and it feels like with her, you kind of get both, right? You get the AoE plus you get the stats, so we'll have to see. I'm a G69. This morning was so easy. Well, hopefully Circle 2 is fun for you. We're kind of hoping the same thing. They have changed something in matchmaking. I was in G9. It felt like G19. Really? I was kind of curious because I think what it was that I noticed that there were a lot of alliances, and maybe you guys noticed this too, a lot of alliances. I think it was like five or six alliances that registered into Apex that are absolutely not Apex contending alliances, right? Like they're just like they're max strength players like 250, 270 mil, and you're going to go up against like SSI, UOD, and the likes of them, right? And that pushed teams like NM49, Ryle, and a couple others out of Apex. And so now it's like, even in Circle 3, I don't even think we have NM49 in Warzone 3. I think NM49 is in, or Warzone 4. Like, it even has MXE, which is a 30 bill alliance in terms of combat rating, SEH. Like, these are teams you typically see in Apex, right? So to see him out in like Warzone 4 is bewildering. It is definitely a wonky GW for sure. It definitely feels weird. G117 feels like elite. I've heard quite a few complaints this round, and I think that some of it was like player manipulated, right? Because there are some alliances that are definitely not, again, Apex, that slammed like 3 fearless teams together to meet the might requirements to get into Apex. Just curious how those skill damage is factored in. Yeah, I mean, the skill damage impacts those. I mean, at the end of the day, your skill damage and damage factor is going to be your highest form of damage anyways. So that's one of your best multipliers. But yeah, I mean, it deals like 10 to 12 times more damage than your basic and counter attacks. So if you have an opportunity to scale it up, whether through the white part for skill damage, especially if you play like Rider or Ranged, or getting them like in the refinery, you can get them up in the upper pieces. I don't know if I have any pieces that have increased skill damage. Might just have to go to the auction house here, buy, filter. This portion here, skill damage dealt. So, I mean, if you can get it here and it scales you, great. But, I mean, even attack and stuff like that. Attack, lethality, firepower, and such, that'll all scale those damages as well. We were against you in AR. Felt sorry for you guys. TO is putting in the work, but we were let down by your Legion. Oh, sorry, you're talking to someone else. I thought you were talking to me. I'm like, what? So, hi guys, how's it going? If you had 1,200 frags saved, would you awaken the 2 new infantry heroes or awaken Marco and Aerie? I would go with the new heroes for sure. Marco and Aerie is one of those that is tried and true and proven for sure, but it is one of those heroes that you have to get targeted in order to enable the skill kit. And when you're in field, right, if you get targeted by one march, odds are you're getting targeted by multiple marches, 5+ marches. And if you don't have the armaments to support getting hit like that, you're not going to get the debuff for very long. So I would lean towards the new heroes and get Marco and Aerie if you have 3+ infantry marches and you just need another hero and there aren't any other heroes that you want to get. And if that's worth it to you, then I would do it. Can we just spend a 500 gold every time that skin thing comes? Don't think so, because I think you have to do all of them to unlock. It's like you have to buy like all 8 packs, whatever it is, to unlock it. The only other way to get it outside of that, if you want to do it incrementally, would be getting skin shards. And then you could use the skin shards in the skin store to then get the hero skin for 10,000. It's 10,000 here. That's what I was going for until the pack came out. The game's going too fast. We just had Rick, and now it's Sakura. Game is going as fast as fuck. Yeah, honestly, it felt like it really really just like doubled down on how fast the game was releasing new content ever since Chasey came out. Chasey was totally fine. You know, writers absolutely needed a Garrison and such. But then it was like immediately after Chasey, they brought out Stella as an answer. Then immediately after they brought out Stella, they brought out, you know, whatever the fuck it was. So I don't know. It just felt like there was always something to answer the last update with this new hero with new mechanics that countered the last one. But then 8 weeks later, you now have a new hero that counters that mechanic, and now we're in this toxic cycle. So many 200 mil plus in G17. They're strong whales, not weak, so it's weird as fuck. Yeah, they've been pushed down for sure. Like I said, Warzone 3 and Warzone 4 are completely cooked if you're in them right now. Does the Godzilla March skin and other March skins increase the hitbox when it comes to AoE damage? It doesn't increase the hitbox, it increases the targeting box. So hitbox, no, but targeting in terms of like your click. So like the area of space that registers, like I want to click on, you know, like say this tower, there's going to be like, I have to click like right here at the base of it in order to select it, or even out a little bit. I can click out this far. See that? I can click here and it still selects the tower. It increases your click radius, but it doesn't increase your targeting radius or your hitbox. We tested that. How did honing challenge went for me? It was a crime. It was cynical for me, man. It was disgusting. I didn't get anything at all. I think I got one better hone on this one, which was, I don't even remember what it was now. I think it was this 49 block. But that was it. That was all I got out of mine. Oh, wait. I think I might have done something on range as well. I think this used to be like a rally basic attack or something. I think I got 2 out of 1,074. So, what do I need 1 mil gems for? For the Brandy event, for the rebate event, and Alliance League. I would say that's pretty much about it. That's what I use it on. Yeah, I bit the bullet too and picked up the Miyamoto skin. Yep. It's worth it in my opinion. Please DLS, slow down and release new heroes, man. Yeah, I mean, we're all kind of in the same boat, Yelson. I think we all agree with that. Alliance helipad. Oh. Is this one of those alliances? This is absolutely one of those alliances. Like, take a look at this, right? This is G2. 18 Bill Alliance fighting OOO, Goat, and W Bun, right? But you have Goat here with 642, 531, 531, 400 mils, things like that. You won't find a single player in here above 250 mil. 249. And then it's just, yeah, this is what happened. They need to fix that, in my opinion. More than anything else, they need to fix, like, you should not have that happen. If you want Apex teams and Apex players to be in Apex, don't have a way to force them out of it by players that don't belong there. You can see G9. I was in FOS. I felt like we were bullying them. Let's see. G9. How did you get 1 mil gems? It's a secret. I'm a developer. PHX. Yeah. Did PHX end up getting top? No, wait. PHX said that they were taking a break. We were hoping that PHX would be in like Circle 2. We like those guys. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see who out of this we end up meeting next. Because one of these teams will probably be in our Circle 2. FOS, maybe? Oh, yeah, bro. Mombaloo. Rick Nild. We may end up allying them, actually. We have good friends there. Like, I'm friends with Mombaloo and Rin. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. G117. Oh, gotcha. Unlocked T6 is finally on Monday. Hey, congrats. Huge congrats. Also, Cheese and Rice, guys. You guys are absolutely killing it with the comments on the giveaway video. Also, extremely heartfelt by a lot of you. Thank you for that. Some of you guys made comments about me being a dad and my daughter and my involvement with her and stuff, and holy cow, man, you know how to make a grown man cry. So, no, I appreciate the hell out of you guys, man. I knew that it would probably get some traction on that video. I knew that 20,000 gold would probably help some players. I did not expect 300 comments in the first 24 hours. That's absolutely insane. You guys are crazy. You're an FOS too? Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, we'll probably end up allowing you guys when you see you. You guys have a lot of players that we just go back with. Like, for example, like Mom Baloo from Bro. That was the first and only alliance that we actually had in our cross-region allies for a long time. When we dropped out of Apex, that is, we ran into them, played with them quite a bit. A4A got 485 points. Ouch. How did you get so many gems? I'm a developer, I told you. I put in a line of code and gems pop up on my account. Even 2.5k gold is a lot to most players. Yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping for. Like I said, tis the season. I'm just looking to try to give back, man. Y'all give me so much. And I made mention to it on the community Discord that I have as well, which also, holy shit, you guys are absolutely killing it with. I think we have 200 members in there now already. I made mention on it. I want to get to the point where I run this YouTube channel, like my previous Twitch channel that blew up. Every dollar that I make in terms of YouTube on this account will just get reinvested into the community. So every time that I get a $100 payout, which is the increments that YouTube does, you get paid out every time it hits $100. I think after it does it twice, when it does 200 bucks, I'll just keep doing 20,000 gold giveaways. 10,000 gold, like I could do it every 100 bucks, but that just seems like too little. Like you're only giving 2,500 gold to a couple people. I'd rather, like, you know, give someone a large chunk as well. 2,500 gold only gets you so much when there's so many variables in the game. So yeah, every time it hits like that $200 mark and I get a payout, I'll probably just donate it to the Alliance Vault and then just do another giveaway. How did I get 1,000,000 gems? You just got to be a developer in the game. If you put in a line of code, you can have gems pop up in your account like I do. That's wild. Can I do that? The streams are the best, bro. These interactions and knowledge given is awesome. I appreciate that. A lot of you guys made mention of that. I would say like a good at least 30% of the comments reference the streams and just like this type of interaction. I honestly love this the most. I wish that my life was a little bit more calmed down to where I could, you know, do these more often, but especially around like the holidays and stuff. Obviously that's hard when you have family involved and all that kind of a thing. But no, this, I mean, even my girlfriend sees it and everything else. Like I enjoy my time genuinely when I'm here. She sees me stayed up late last night or the night before, whatever it was, just reading every single individual comment. I tried replying to as many comments as I could. I think I got like 50 comments in replying to the comments on my YouTube video and my fingers started hurting. So I'm trying to reply to all of them, but there's like something like 300 now or something. For every one I reply to, there's like 2 more that pop up. But you know, I try to make it known just how much I appreciate you guys and stuff. This is my home away from home is kind of the best way to put it, honestly. Could you give me a short feedback on my arena setup after the hero change? Keep in mind that you'll be replaced by one of the ancient heroes. Yeah, of course. What's the code? IGG is the best 2026. If it doesn't work, then it's a bug. It's not that it's an invalid code. Yeah, just send me the arena report. I got you. No worries. That is great, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for subscribing. Hey, Siransh Kumar. Kumar, thank you for subscription. Do I work for IGG? I do. I do. Not this IGG, a different IGG. I just changed the line of code and gave myself gems. That's all it was. No. The IGG that I work for releases good heroes that aren't broken on release. And there's actually not even a pay-to-win model. You can't actually buy anything in the game. I will say, I actually did get reached out to recently by another mobile game that is in testing phase right now. And they brought up the analytical approach that we have on this game and deep diving to find bugs and stuff. And they asked if I would come on board as a content creator / like sub dev for them that would do testing for their game on new releases and such, just to make sure that the behavior worked. And I was like, huh, it's actually kind of interesting. Might be something to consider. But yeah, creating content for their game, but more so I would actually have and I made sure of this, I would have a one-on-one relationship with their development team and creators and such. So then if things needed to be changed and that kind of a thing, I could have a relationship with them to influence that. And they agreed to it. So we'll have to see what happens. Did I check out the new report? Which report? Oh, new event. Yes. Low key, I kind of knew about the new event before it got put on the list. I'm not going to say how, but I did. I saw the screenshots of like the tooltips and the interactions and stuff. I don't even know where you go to see the new event, but I have already seen a lot of stuff on it. Can anyone put the code in, or do you have to be as special as you? No, I'm literally just fucking with you. If you can't tell, I apologize. Everyone going mad about 1 mil gems. Crimson Rabbit is sitting on 5.4 mil. Yeah, no, dude, that guy is an absolute unit. The sad part about it is that he's sitting on so many diamonds and such a strong account. And the last time I talked to him from when we played against him in Genesis War, he's preparing to quit the game. He's either, and obviously I know he talked about it in his video, he's either going to drop out of Apex and enjoy time outside of Apex, or he's just looking to outright quit, which is extremely sad when that's like one of your best customers. Your analytics mindset, you'll be an amazing tester. I appreciate it. I mean, that's actually what I do in my professional time anyways. Yeah, I'm just an analyst. Business analyst, project manager, technical analyst, data analyst. Used to be a senior application support engineer, but I'm hooked on data and reverse engineering stuff, so I kind of went the analytical type route. How lucky were you with the shelter aura? I'm thinking of spending on. Actually, I was insanely lucky. From when I was reading the Discord and stuff, people were getting like the gold fragments and all that kind of stuff. Like, I literally, the very first thing that I got was this title thing. And then immediately after getting the title thing, I got the chat thing. And the third thing I got was the aura. Like, I was not deep in my roles, and I got the aura like third. I don't know how it happened. One of the guys in our alliance got it second. Someone in our alliance got the Ethan skin third or fourth. I just got the Ethan skin on like one of the last ones that I did. Because I get this portion here and that's it only now. And I'm still missing the vehicle. I never got the vehicle. I probably won't. And nerd analyst. Yeah, I actually live for analyzing other nerds. Like that's what I live and breathe to do. I like other nerds and I'll analyze them. Let's see. Oh, arena report. This is for reviewing your hero pairs, you said, right? Okay, so you have a Boyd at like 4 mil, 2.5 mil, 1.5. Okay. You said that Lee is getting replaced, I would assume, with like Julian or one of the new heroes. This is good. That will be good, because I know you made mention of that. This is good too. I mean, honestly, there's nothing to really write home about here. Like, this is all fine. The only thing that I would say is that if you can eventually replace Regoro with Bodala, great. But even more so than that, since you have Sakura and Julian coming out, I would say run like a... I would say run a Sakura Julian to just outright replace this March. And then the rest should be okay. Yeah, the rest should be okay, because you're going to get Eileen here. I'd run a Sakura Julian, Stella Claude, Miyamoto Eileen, Louis Cedric, and then Boyd Isabella. That would be totally fine. Let me catch up on messages and I'll look back at this. Is 500 arrows enough to get a hero in TC? I don't think so. It's really, I don't know. I don't really usually do the arrow event side of things, if I'm just like completely honest. So I can't really speak to that. Maybe somebody else can. Nice. Hopefully I'm lucky enough. Ethan skin is the only thing I don't want, really. Yeah, the Ethan skin was like the last thing I was wanting, honestly. I love it when someone called me nerd. You're a nerd. Can you send me some jewelry? I need to buy a swimming pool. How am I supposed to send you jewelry? Gems? You want gems? I can't send you gems. Is that even possible? Infantry squad damage is solid. Attacking damage is better. Attacking damage is good. I mean, yeah, you got the base pieces here. Everything looks good. Yeah, nothing, no complaints there. Before you keep getting these leveled up, I would get these to tier 3 level 1. Then I would get these to level 12. Then I'd pivot and get these to level 6. And then keep continuing on this. So in order, right? We're going to get these to tier 3 level 1. We're going to get these to tier 3 level 12. We're going to get these to tier 3 level 6. We're going to get these to tier 3 level 16. We're going to get these to tier 3 level 10. And then we're going to keep pushing on these. So we're going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Check my phone and make sure I'm not getting a call. Oh, wait, no, yeah, we're good. Let's look at this one. I mean, armament set looks good. I mean, you have like one Garrison home, but it's nothing. Like most people, like a lot of people that do need to have corrections have a lot of them. And this is probably your Garrison set anyways, so. No, everything looks good, man. Everything looks good. I feel like beast pairing, and beast ships are just kind of a work in progress for everyone. I have told myself that I will stop gatekeeping the knowledge and information. I will put out my beast video, guys. I promise. That is on me. I have gate-kept information simply because I kept learning something, but I need to not be selfish and just put a video out that has most of the information on it, and then I can adapt it and evolve it and make more videos after the fact with the additional findings. But I had, and I think I would say at least 30 to 40% of the comment responses that I received on the giveaway video, the things that people asked that they would like to see on the channel is that they would like to see a beast video or a chip video. So I will get it out. If anything, I will work on it tonight and have it out tomorrow. Or I will work on it tonight, tomorrow, and have it out tomorrow. I will not delay it any longer. What's up, Milan? How's it going? Here's the updated Claude. I'd like a bit more lethality. Ooh, 5.3 Claude. Nice, okay. Oh, this is the one where you're running full rider on it. Nice, hell yeah. Okay. I mean, this is like an easy, like, what, 100K almost power once you get that. What's the total stats on it? 16, 12, 24, 27. But yeah, you're hyper dumping into lethality and block here. Dang, 900 block on it already? You know what? I'm going to be honest with you, Meatwagon. Because you're running this as the Marco Claude, I like this a lot. I actually like this a lot. You're primarily defense and block oriented here, and that's the whole point of the kit, right? Is to just reduce the amount of damage that you're taking, like the basic attack damage taken reduction here that you get. I would say I prefer this. I would just kick up your defense and block as much as you can on this set, and let the damage come from your beasts, right? Because that's what ends up happening with those marches, and I can show this to you, right? I can show this to anybody. Where is... Here we go. So this is the one that I had in that one-man army video, right? A 2 mil for 21 mil trade on a field march with Marco and Claude. So I'm doing the same thing, right? Like I'm running my primary Garrison set, which is running 1,000 block and 37% defense, right? But all of the damage, or the majority of the damage that you'll see come from this, actually comes from beasts, right? Like 1.2 or 1.3 mil to 227, 902 to 30,000. The beasts just kill the marches. So the point of your armaments and such is to just keep that damage that you intake as low as possible, so you get as many 3 and 6 second increment rotations as possible in that fight. The longer that the fight lasts, the more beast attacks you're going to trigger. They don't trigger every second, right? They trigger every 3 and 6 seconds. So the whole goal of your armaments is to get those to trigger as much as possible. So that's what I would say if you want to have similar results. Okay, nice. Hell yeah, Marshall. Yeah, no, everything looks good. You have a really good foundation on your account. No issues at all there. Am I the one who is like what I get when I get... Am I the one who is like I get what I get when I am hoping? Or honing. For me, I can sit there and want an infantry squad lethality hone, and I will get a range squad lethality hone, a rider squad lethality hone, and then an infantry squad block to pop up. It's like just a big middle finger. A big middle finger. Someone stood against Crypt range with Boyd Claude last AR. Dang. I have actually considered that. Like, on like especially a single rally Garrison, I've considered the fact of like, okay, if Boyd has 4 shields and Claude reduces the damage that you're intaking by 20%, plus later on an additional 15%, plus he cuts their HP, plus the counter damage. Like, there's just so much damage reduction, and he has another shield. So there's 5 shields total in that combination. Are you reducing the damage so much that the shields last so long that then your damage output from your rage skill, your shield absorption and reflection, and your beast damage are just insane at that point? I have considered that, for sure. Are you guys hosting the upcoming DICE event? No. We won't be hosting this one. We'll be hosting the one after that. I've had a lot of questions about that. I apologize that I haven't made like a formal announcement on it. I think I've mentioned it in our community Discord a couple times already now. But I'm not going to try to do it during the holidays, just simply because I have Alliance members that are traveling during the holidays that I want to have, I want it to be available to them as well. And then myself, having a kid, having family around, that kind of thing, I don't want to put myself where I have a hard commitment around the holiday time. It's easy for me to sit out an event if I have to, but if I need to host an event, that's a different story. So our first time hosting it will be in February, or the one immediately following the one that comes up in January. I just shoot for anything infantry. If it's better than my last one, I'm golden. Yeah, I mean, that's the way you should do it. That's why I do the whole, like, go for the lowest value next kind of approach. So, like, I've been trying to do that on my Miyamoto. So I've got like a 3.4% attack here, so that's the one I'm honing right now. And then after that, I'll probably hit like this 38 lethality or the 33.7 defense, that kind of a thing, and just keep doing that until it gets all the way up. That's pretty much how I do it as well. I really want to do Boyd and Miyamoto Garrison this event. I think I talked about that in my Garrison video, that you can run Garrison on like especially like single rally Garrisons with that pair. I have seen it used in multi-rally Garrisons in Apex. I think SafeMe is one of the primary people that does it. But then again, I'm not SafeMe. I don't have his full complete kit of maxed out garage, maxed out everything kind of thing. So I'm really curious to see how it does, since I'm not playing up at the Apex caliber, but I think it'll depend on what opponents we have. We'll just have to see. I personally hate Circle 2. Circle 2 is my least favorite circle. I don't know about you guys, but Circle 2 that has the double sides and all that shit, least favorite of the GW maps for sure. I don't know. To me, just give me Circle 3 where I can use those like little fancy things to do like double rallies and stuff. Just give me that on all 3 maps and get rid of the second map. That map sucks. I don't know. Maybe I have like the terrible opinion on it or something. When did you oh yeah, sorry, that was an earlier question. Messages, let me see. No, good. Yep. I'm not going to know how to pronounce those Chinese letters, but thank you for the follow on Twitch, by the way. Danger, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Headbanger, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Rhino Texas 61, thanks for the follow on Twitch as well. Appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. To be honest, we did dice event last time. Won 2,000 pack. It didn't felt worth it to me. Yeah, in my opinion, you have to do at least 2. Really 3. Like, I think for when we do it, we'll do 3 pack minimum. So what I plan on doing is that we have, I think, like 30. How many fighters do we have? 9, exclude myself, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 31, and I think we have someone else sitting out the other. So we have like 32 people, and we have 22,000 in the vault minus 20,000. So we have 200,000. So I can give everybody almost 10K. I can give everyone pretty much like 8 almost, which is a 4-pack. So I'm kind of debating between a 3 or 4-pack, but I'm going to give everyone in the Alliance enough gold to where everybody can do it as a Christmas present. And then we'll host a 3 or 4-pack DS event at that point. Maybe you will get your wish with the GW change up. I'm hoping so. Honestly, like, just scrap GW, give me Darkseal back. I don't know how Darkseal would work now with all the cross-region bullshit, but I like the Darkseal format. I like just hitting other bases. Like, if you could give me an event that was like a hybrid mix of like Darkseal and Pompeii, where you just did nothing but fight people's bases, but you didn't have all the troop deaths and losses and stuff, I think that would be a lot of fun. Because I think that one of the most fun parts of the game used to have, either during regional conflicts or Darkseal and stuff, was the fact that you actually fought other people's bases. Also, if you're a long timer and don't know this, the protection that you have on territory didn't always used to protect your base. It used to only be on your helipad, and anytime that you were off helipad, even if you were on Alliance territory, you could be rallied at any time. So, fun fact, the game has changed a lot, but I miss like people fighting each other's bases and stuff. That used to be like one of the most fun aspects of the game. Is there any Alliance who does merchant packs and they are not full yet? I'm not too sure. You'll probably just want to post that in the chat on the official Discord. I'm not too sure. I haven't really kept up. I get my invite to IWRI. I ask my Alliance how many people want to come, and then I register that many people. What's up, Flash? How's it going, buddy? I'm chilling, man. How are you? The Boyd Claude until counters came in. That Claude debuff now shorted their values directly. Actually, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I feel like if you have good damage reduction, which we do, if you have good damage reduction and you run Boyd Claude and you can sustain and trade even, then the HP cut just makes it to where your counter rally does a lot more damage. But then the enemy can be smart and just cancel rally and reset it every time the counter rally launches and not eat the counter rally. But then essentially you've stopped all their progress altogether, because then they rally for 5 minutes and they cancel for 5 minutes and they rally for 5 minutes. So they can't really make any forward progress. So in that sense, you win. But then your trades will probably just be even as opposed to potentially trading positive. So I don't know. I think it kind of depends on what you're looking to accomplish out of it. If you're looking to hold a choke point, or say a checkpoint or a tower in front of a checkpoint behind it or whatever, and it's a very vital point, and all you're doing is trying to distract or hold out as long as possible for maybe a different side of the map, I think it's probably a really good thing to do, because I think it could do it well. I think with the last Darkseal, you could already join an alliance in a different region. Could you really? You might actually be right. You might be right. I don't remember the series of events that occurred, because I remember that they did the cross-region event stuff, the cross-region TC and all that around the time that they got rid of Darkseal. Because also one of my favorite parts of Darkseal was that the last 2 days of TC, your fighting points and combat points, like in War Meets War, would actually count towards Darkseal. And so it felt like actually like fighters that needed the heroes would get the heroes, and farmers and people that just don't fight but have been saving up didn't usually win, which sorry for them. But yeah, I remember all that changed around the same time. I just don't remember the order of it. So you had to relaunch rally until I stepped put, so it lasted for 15 minutes minimum. Oh. My base is getting hit by others and is the reason I didn't like that even. Oh, dude, but I mean, it was easy enough. Like, if you didn't want to play in the event, you could just you could just port out and go behind the checkpoint, right? You were fine. But it was kind of cool to just have, like, you'd be, like, hitting one base, and all of a sudden, like, 8 bases port around you, and you're like, oh, fuck. I don't know. I never have enough troops. I don't build troops, man. I have 3.7 mil troops. Actually, that's a lie. I have 3.8 mil troops. I have, like, yeah, I have, like, around 4.5 mil troops now. I don't really ever go over that. That's going to change this TC, for sure. I'm going to have to train a bunch to win, probably. which we've been saving up. We've been saving up speed ups for sure for this event. But after I train up a bunch of troops, I usually just suicide them. I'll just 5 march a tower in Garrison. Like just spam fill Garrison because I know I'm trading pretty decent. I'll just get a ton of kills by having, 1.5 mil troops of my own in the tower. And then you get like the amount of kills that you get in Garrison is a ratio of how many troops you fill. So if the Garrison kills 100,000 troops in 1 second, like on a skill use, and you're 80% of the Garrison in terms of like the troop capacity, then you receive 80% of the kill count from when that hits. Just in case you didn't know how that works. I just joined. I want to ask if you think the game is going faster than usual, especially for new heroes. I think it is. You have to look at it from two standpoints, right? From one hand, it feels really fast because there's consistently new heroes coming out. But we really only received, 3 infantry heroes in 2020? Well, 5 infantry heroes in 2025, right? I think Marco was one of them. And then Stella and Eileen, Boyd, and who was the one that came out with Stella? Bodala. So we had Stella, Bodala, Boyd, Eileen, and Marco come out in 2025. Which over 12 months isn't crazy, but it's definitely a lot faster than it used to be. But what I'm getting at is that there's an argument on both sides of it that I've heard, where yes, having a new hero come out every 8 to 12 weeks is insanely fast, which that's the side that I'm on. I completely agree. But then I've heard the rebuttals on it that say, oh, but it's only a new infantry hero every, 6 months, basically. Which, again, I guess it really depends on how you look at it. I personally think it's way too fast, yes. The new event was showing in season events. It's not showing right now. Oh, there you go. Marco 2024. Okay, so it was actually 4 then. Do you think the next collab event will have gear and heroes, or be like the King Kong one? Didn't the King Kong one have, or was it Otachi? Because it was the ranged one, right? That we had ranged armaments, Otachi, knife head, and the vehicle? I don't remember, man. I feel like all my days are melding together. I'm not going to remember. It's hard to say. I'm honestly not too sure. I wonder what ranged Garrison will stop Sakura. I think a lot of it will really just boil down to your build in general. I think that right now and moving forward, the game is far less dependent on the heroes themselves and more so what you have in your toolkit to enable that skill set. Like, you can have really high damage output from Sakura, but if you have really high damage mitigation, like for example, like I'm running like 55%, I think, squad damage reduction total for infantry. Like, it doesn't matter how high she gets, you're blocking, almost 6 out of every 10 points of damage that they deal. Just outright mitigating it, right? And that's before you have skill damage reduction, defense, all the rest of those things. So I've always stood by the principle, even very early on in the game. Like, I used to give advice way before that Lee, for example, was a really good hero. Where is he? That Lee was a really good hero because he did flat attack damage or defense and HP reductions. So it's like the higher that your enemy's attack is, or defense or HP, the more beneficial some kind of reduction is. So if your opponent, for example, right, let's say you have 50% damage reduction and your opponent deals 1,000 damage, you mitigate 500 damage. Now let's say that they deal 10,000 damage, you mitigate 5,000 damage. Your damage mitigation didn't change, but the amount of damage intaken, or like how hurtful it feels to you, is drastically more impactful. That damage reduction is the stronger that your opponent is. And so same thing for like attack. If your opponent has 300% attack and you cut 35%, okay, so you cut like 100% attack, whatever have you. But if they have like 450% attack, now all of a sudden, you can see what I'm talking about. It's like the higher that your opponent's values are, the more beneficial that those like damage reductions, those debuffs, and that kind of a thing is. So Sakura and stuff is really high in damage output, But I think it just makes things like damage reduction and such when you're on Garrison that much more important. That was the Pacific Rim collab. That's right, that Pacific Rim. That's what it was. Yeah. But what was the Pacific Rim collab the same time as the Range collab, right? They brought out the... Oh, it was because Jack was on that, right? It was because Jack was the Pacific Rim hero, and he had the Range set, and they had the 2 beasts that came out. That's right. Thank you. So I don't know. It's hard to say. How would you suggest to fit... sorry, give me 1 second. Sorry, I was all tapping there. I don't have my other monitor plugged in. I moved places in the house. How would you suggest to fit Claude and Isabella in a 5-rider march? I would run Daryl with Claude, and I would run Rubina with Isabel. And then you just run your other ones like normal. Like you would run Rick and Janet. You would run like Felix and Elena, that kind of a thing. But I would put Claude behind Daryl, because there's 2 rider heroes in the game that provide defense as a stat, and it's Daryl and it's Elena, right? I think Elena gives 30%, if I remember right. 30%. And then Daryl also gives defense. He gives 24%. But the difference is that he gives HP and as a skill damage increase and such. So his skill damage increases his AoE. Claude would give him the skill damage increase from his primary when he's above 50% health, so that just scales his AoE even more. But then when he gets underneath 50%, Daryl already naturally is very absorbing of damage, and then Claude would just kind of compound that. And then Rubina, she deals all of her damage in 1 second, and so it's like a very single second nuke. And the 25% bonus skill damage from Isabel would just be able to kind of compound that for you as well. Plus the rage regen and that kind of thing. You're forking out a lot of single target damage, and you're doing it really quickly is kind of the idea there. Is squad basic attack and squad attack useful for Garrison? The refinery kit stuff. So I would stay away from basic attack. You can get basic attack damage reduction or skill damage reduction. That helps a lot on Garrison. But if you're on Garrison and you're leaning away from just like normal attack, like squad attack is really good because it increases your basic, counter, and skill damage. But if you want to isolate and focus on one stat, squad or counter damage is really good because that's going to impact not only the main rally that's hitting you, but all rallies and all swarms. So I'm someone that likes to focus on the stats that benefit everything. So I'll take attack and defense and that kind of stuff and squad damage reduction over anything else because that impacts all 3 forms of damage. But if you needed to isolate and target one in particular, on Garrison, counter damage is probably your best friend because it hits the main rally, it hits the secondary rallies, and it hits the swarms as well. It would be 6 counting the 2 right now. Yes, technically, but does the TC this round come out for infantry? Yeah, no, I guess, yeah, technically it's like right on the cusp, yeah, so technically it would be 6, yes. How do I have 31? What have I done? What did I earn points in? Oh, I was doing honing. I was doing the honing event. I was like, how the fuck am I getting points in this? I'm not actually competing. I think after the new leader hero, which is a good idea, they should take a break for some months so people can fully awaken. No, I agree 100%, Josh. I'm 100% in your corner. I think that we've had the new ranged heroes where people are still trying to get Ethan and Cedric completed. We have Ryder where people are still trying to get Chase completed, but now even Rick and Janet. We have infantry where people are still trying to get Boyd completed on that side of things. And then now for the what's it called? Leader heroes, people are still trying to get Claude completed and Isabel completed. So I 100% agree. I think that the meta is in a good place. I think that we don't need to move anything, shift anything, create anything new. I think we take like at least a 3-month pause, just give people a chance to breathe. But that's just our opinion, right? That's not what they're actually going to do. I'm just curious how Attack on Titan will fit. Is that the new crossover? Are they doing Attack on Titan? That'd actually be sick. Just checked recruitment date of my Bodala, also 2024. Oh, no shit. Okay, so then Bodala and Stella were 2024. That means that in 2025, we got Boyd, Eileen, and then these 2 new heroes. So yeah, it reinforces it even more, because I think Boyd and Eileen came out in May or June. Where do you see that? Can you see the actual recruitment date? Can you see that in here? Where do you see the recruitment date on heroes? Oh wait, in here? Huh? How do you see your recruitment date? I'm just curious how attack. Wait, my mistake. It would be 4 this year for infantry. It's somewhere in there. Did they fix Isabella? They did fix Isabella, at least from what I'm hearing. I haven't tested it personally, but I've had numerous accounts of people say that it has been, of people that I would consider credible, especially in the Discord that I have. So I would assume so. Also, by the way, the link keeps changing for some reason on the invite link for my Discord, the community to Discord. So if you want to join the Discord and haven't already, that is the link. Teaser from the Discord post is, oh no shit. Huh, interesting. No worries at all, Flash. Would you go for Ethan or Bard with Seadrip for Rally, of course? I've heard better stories with Bard, but here's the thing, right? You're looking at rallies as one component, right? But you have rallies, garrison, and field that you do. So there's 3 different roles that you could potentially play. Not that you're playing all 3 at the moment, but you could potentially flex into 3 positions, right? If you have Bard, you will do very well on rallies, and you'll do okay in field. You can't use it in garrison. If you get Ethan, you'll do really well in rallies, you'll do really, really well in field, and you'll do really well in garrison. So you might get a bit better performance out of Bard, but I think that in terms of like your money and time spent, I think that Ethan is the better investment, because he won't get phased out for your account nearly as quickly, as I guess the best way to put it, right? You're going to be able to use him in more positions, you'll be able to use him in more opportunities, and, you know, just have more longevity out of your investment, which to me, yes, I would like to have maximize my performance, but if I'm going to invest time or money into something, I also want to get the most out of it. I don't want to invest a bunch of time and money into something and then have that, you know, not be useful in say like a couple months, you know what I mean? Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought, Amber. All right, MSR, go to your hero at the exclamation mark. Oh, no shit. I didn't even know that. Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know that. Nice. I learned something new. See, you guys are teaching me stuff. So 2024. So June was Boyd. So and obviously we got Boyd and Eileen at the same time. So Eileen and Boyd. You guys said Marco was 2024. Sella was 2024. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, we'll have Eileen, Boyd, and the 2 new heroes for 2025. So it may feel like the game is going very fast, but I think it's very fast in relation to what it used to be. But we really are getting a new hero per troop type every 6 months, which I can see where the people that are saying, oh, it's not actually that fast when you're getting a new infantry hero or whatever every 6 months. I can see where they're coming from. It's still just, yeah, absolutely feels very fast compared to what it used to be. Because what was the time difference between Thunder 2020, early 2023, and I mean, yeah, I guess Eddie was the same. Well, no, wasn't Eddie? Yeah, okay, yeah. Huh. Eddie and Robert came out a bit after them, and that was only a few months. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess they've always kind of been on that schedule. I think that the filler in between there is that we had Victor come out as a leader in 2024. Then we didn't have anybody else come out in terms of a leader until Bianca, right? And Bianca was 2024. Or no. Victor, yeah, okay. So they both came out like 2024, 2023. Then we didn't have any of them new until Claude. And then immediately after Claude, we got Isabella. So yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know. Maybe we're just stuck in the loop. Do you have any solution for Save Me? Sit on your helipad? I don't know, man. Save Me is an animal. Save Me is an animal. Like, it's not even that like he has the gear, because yes, his gear's maxed out like other people, it's that he has an unlimited amount of troops. That guy can throw 55 million troops at your tower before he runs out. That is more troops than 10 accounts at my level, or sorry, 12 accounts at my level. Like, that's insanity. Yeah, that's what I mean, MSR. Like, the TC scheduling, I don't think has changed. It's those filler troops and the crossovers. Because in between the TCs, we've had crossovers like Jack. We've had crossovers with Marco. We've had crossovers with May. And then we've had the leader heroes. So those are the ones that have kind of offset it. But we didn't have crossover heroes early on, so that can definitely make it feel like it's faster. And then leader, yeah, we had Victor and Bianca for the longest time. Z, you once listed a triple gathering bonus for 15K. Yeah, everything sold. Everything sold, the ones that I sold. I'm looking to change my triple gathering bonus on this one for a triple gathering speed like this, ideally with the basic attributes up top. So if anybody comes across something like that for chest, let me know. I'll buy it from you. I like the gathering speed bonus for sure, but I like the gathering speed for alliance tiles, and then also because of the, like, when you're in like an event and you set up the auto farmer, like 15 troops to farm a tile, it just goes much quicker, and it's a bit less effective to have the gathering bonus. You would think that it's actually not. The gathering bonus would actually do quite well, but I've seen the gathering bonus perform better if you like full clear a tile as opposed to like partial clearing. Maybe I'm just going crazy though. Counter to the new hero every 2 months, I guess. Yeah, that as well. I think that's been a big piece of it, Baguette, is that like now you don't have as long to enjoy your advantage, right? You enjoy it for one TC, then the next TC you're looking to fully transcend your hero, and by the time you finish transcending your hero, you might get one event or two events with it to use, and then you already have a fully transcended counter to your hero. So I think it's the power creep as well. Like, there used to not be nearly as big of a disparity in terms of like the hero stats that they brought to the table, but now that like every hero has like 40% HP, 40+% attack, 40+ defense, flat skill damage, flat squad damage bonus, all these things in their toolkit that used to not be available, now it's like if you're running on those old heroes and are operating on that, you get further and further behind because the new heroes have such a large disparity in their kit coming out the gate. And so that's also one of the main reasons why it feels so quick, is that like that power creep is just growing and growing and growing at such a rapid pace, because with every hero that comes out, that ceiling kind of just gets higher and higher and higher, it feels like. Do you like that they're making hero skins that they're not expensive as they used to be? We used to spend $600 for a skin and new $100 enough. No, I agree. I think that the hero skins should be cheaper. I think that if the hero skins completely modify a hero's toolkit, then yeah, there might be room to like make it more expensive. But I think that rather than making it more expensive, what they should do is they should release hero skins, but release hero skins for heroes to make them re-relevant. Like, how cool would it be if you took a Thunder, gave him a hero skin, and his AoE debuff on his rage skill was not only an AoE debuff, but like a circular AoE damage thing like Louis or like Ethan or something. So now you're getting debuffed plus that. Plus, like, you ramp up his basic attack damage reduction. All those things to actually make him like relevant again and make it feel like fresh and new. If you do that and then keep the price low, then all the people that got those heroes, 2-3 years ago or whatever, now all want that because they're also competitive currently, and they don't have to go through the pain and the burden of getting new hero fragments, getting hero weapon cores, all that kind of stuff. They just get one weapon skin and boom, now they can have +1 hero to add to their toolkit. It doesn't change much in terms of the game, but it just reintroduces that mechanic that used to be there that's no longer there anymore. I think that would be kind of cool. I have a vest, 2 speed, and 1 bonus. Ooh. Maybe. Send it to me. We'll see. Maybe.
Let's go, Sam.
Do you know how much the Miimotos can cost? But like 19,850. Safe Me said that he had already spent over $1 million. It's obvious that you shouldn't be able to stand a chance against some of the games too. No, I agree. Pay to win is pay to win by definition. You can get upset at it all day long that Safe Me runs your pockets, but it's because IGG already ran his pockets. They took him for money. They took him for a lot of money. He should have an advantage. Plain and simple. It's a pay to win game. You knew what you were getting into when you signed up for this game. Plain and simple. That's gotcha games for you. They're here to make money, and they're here to make you feel like you're this badass because you spent money, and they do it well. They do. Do you feel like me that the refinery's performance is declining more and more each month's past in terms of providing good equipment? No. I think that what ended up happening was, like, I kind of called this early, right? What I said early on with the refinery was that because you made it an open market, but you didn't actually make it an open market, meaning that it was open to the public to where anybody could access it, but not everybody could access buying pieces or even selling pieces because it costs gold to sell pieces. And in order to buy pieces, you needed unlinked gold, right? So not everybody even has access to this new open market anyways. Now, because of that, and you have to have unlinked gold to buy pieces, you have a far lesser denominator of people that can buy pieces as opposed to how many people can sell pieces. Everybody's accounts are crafting pieces every single day, whether it's your main account, your farm account, your alt account, doesn't matter what it is. There are so many more pieces being crafted than there are pieces being bought. Because again, you have far fewer people that are actually purchasing and spending real gold or real money for gold, as opposed to how many accounts are just crafting pieces. So the market got diluted, and it got diluted really fast. So pieces that have, or that used to be worth a lot of money because it had unique identifiers on them or unique attributes, multiple of those pieces have been crafted, and now it's a competition for who can sell it for the least amount of price to get the appeal of that small population to buy it. And so, and then even then, when you sell it, you can't reinvest that money back into the market and respend it there. You're stuck spending that gold elsewhere. So there's much more gold that's kind of like pouring out of the market than it is that's going into it. And yeah, because of that, we have the market that we have today. Like that's it. Hero Legacy was a catch-up event for people who had Thunder instead. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that events like that are fine because you still also have people that have maybe pivoted their account builds since then. You can go from a rally to a Garrison account, or you could go from a infantry player to a ranged hero or rider hero over time, that kind of a thing, and that can help you in that sense. But I still think that the hero skins, they have a very good opportunity here to make a lot of money and make a lot of players happy by introducing skins to reintroduce old heroes into the current meta, or bring them up at least to where they can be good support heroes and stuff by changing or updating and refreshing their toolkits. It's a good way to recycle old resources that they've had, but also recycle the money that players have already spent. Sisters got a lot of love, and riders, I find them really useful to debuff and run. Yeah, no, the sister skins in general were like some of the best ones that you got. Miyamoto skin was also great because it changed the behavior of his rage skill and increased a good amount of stats. I think that Louis was probably the least impactful of them, but, or honestly, now you have like obviously the visual skins like Rubina and Ethan, but I remember Thunder being extremely good and going useless within a month. Well, I mean, it used to be Thunder Louis was every single Garrison you ever saw for months and months and months and months. Then Julia and Bard came out, shut that shit closed, and put a nail in that coffin. Bro, I missed 14 UTC. How'd it go? There was no fight, man. You didn't miss anything. I think me and what's his name? Why am I like Harley? Yeah, me and Harley, we talked like right at the beginning of it, and we're like, oh, they're not fighting, and then Harley went immediately to bed. So you didn't miss anything. I remember Safe Me was mad at the game because Amides was able to burn him. I mean, Amides is a whale himself, but he's also a very smart whale. He has spent a good amount of money, but he hasn't spent on 6 marches worth like Safe Me has. He's spent to amplify his 1 march through the roof on his garage and everything else, which is kind of like what we've done with this account, where we've invested all of our time and resources into the infantry garrison march, and that's pretty much it. I'm still waiting for rider damage and damage reduction to get lower. They're listed for 30 to 40k gold. That is one of those pieces that is a commodity. That is like gold and silver, right? There are so few of those being crafted as a pair that the value on those will devalue at a much slower rate. You get a lot of pieces that have flat damage or flat damage reduction or damage in attack or damage in defense, whatever. But the pair of damage and damage reduction with good stats up top is still being crafted at such a small or lesser rate that it's going to take far longer for that to dilute the market. Will it dilute the market? Yeah, absolutely. But that is still in demand by all players at any level. And there's so few of them being crafted that it'll take a very long period of time for that to come down. It's supply and demand. The demand is through the roof on those because those are the best pieces, and the supply is so low because there's so few of them crafted with that pair. So it will dilute over time. It's just going to take a lot longer than, say, your double attack pairs and stuff. I'm still salty on Hero Legacy. Riders and ranged have all new heroes and infantries late to the party. No, story of my life, brother. I sent the item to you. Oh, nice. Okay, give me 1 second. What is this? It's about $200. That's not bad at all. I'm a small spender. Do you think it would be worth it for someone like me to get? Depends. $200 could get you well into another infantry hero that performs well with Julian. So I think not a one-size-fits-all statement, but rather, do you need more heroes for marches, or are you, say, running one march with Miyamoto already? Okay. It doesn't have this upper part, but it does have these. Noisy, send me a message on this like twice a week. Like, just remind me that you have this, because I am actively looking for one that has this upper part. But if I don't find one with this upper part in the next couple of days, then we'll make something happen. But Sisterhood skins are also not that great on the field. They aren't that great. It's just I think that the point is, Nilak, is that the value that you get for them is kind of like what we want out of the hero skins, right? Like, they changed their skills so much and their behavior and completely modified the way that their rage skill works, some of their additional skills, things like that. Like, you got a new flavor to them and almost like breathed new life into that pair. And I think that that's kind of more of the point. Not so much like how well they perform. It's just simply that, like, it gave them an opportunity to kind of move up the tier list and up the ranks a bit more, as opposed to being completely irrelevant, right? Because without those skins, they haven't been relevant since like the first 9 months of the game, as opposed to you can still use them in a lower G bracket today and they're still very useful. You could use them as a 4th or a 5th March and still have them be useful. Sorry for bothering. No bother at all. Dude, I'm literally streaming here for you guys to type. Don't ever feel like you're a bother, I promise. For a free-to-play building his Garrison squad, Rigoro Riven is still a good combo. I just returned to the game after 6 months. If you're in a low enough bracket, that's fine. I would, first off, welcome back. I would go for Boyd as quick as you possibly can. And you don't need to fully transcend him either to do well in Garrison. If you just have him fully awakened, he'll already perform better than Rigoro. And then as you transcend him, it'll be even better. But I would go for Boyd as soon as possible, because he's not going to go away from Infantry Garrison. It doesn't seem like anytime soon. It's 2 good stats. 3rd is random, so only damage reduction. That's fine. I mean, damage reduction is still like what you're looking for. Like, I mean, here, I can show you mine. I have a zombie one on my infantry, but it's 4.6% damage, 4.3% damage reduction. That's almost 2 red hones worth of damage and damage reduction, and it's at a mil. Like, that's that 2 red hones worth of stats for damage and damage reduction on armaments. Do you know how long and how much money that would cost you to get? Yeah. I am grumpy. I just came back to the game and didn't have anything to trade. What did you say before? Did I miss a message? Yep. Amides is smart so much he gets no max garage, no max armaments, and he's the only 4 billion points. Like, we always identify him as. No, Amides is sick, man. I always talk to Amides. He's one of the most analytical people I talk to in this game, and he likes dissecting stuff to understand how things work. So me and him will go back and forth a lot just talking about like reports and like can't remember where he said it. I don't know. Anyways, we're always looking for each other's input. It's kind of the long story short. I honestly lean on him to test a lot of the writer stuff, like Chasey Rick or Rick Chasey on Garrison, for example. Like, is the Rick Chasey with that attack talent tree actually good? That kind of a thing. So I lean on him a lot. What is the gathering armor you're looking for? Ideally, I'm looking for a gathering vest that has gathering in the basic attributes like this, so I can level it up plus 20, and triple gathering speed. Ideally. And then I'll also need to do it for helmet. With helmet, I don't mind if it's 2 speed and 1 bonus, or even like 3 bonus. I don't really care. I just need to get the gathering up in the basic attributes for both of these. But on one of these, I would like to have triple gathering speed. The other, I don't really care. But I want it to be like these. Trying to catch up on all the new updates. Stop playing in June right before I had my baby. Oh, congrats on your baby, Luna. Unfortunately, the game has not slowed down. It's gotten faster, or in terms of like releases and variables and stuff like that. It's gotten a lot faster. But on the bright side, you had a baby. And it sounds like baby's potentially happy and healthy. I hope. And if so, congratulations. And congratulations nonetheless. Exciting. Do you have a boy or a girl? That's a triple bonus gun with gathering speed upper side already in the auction listed for 5. Huh? Oh, the gun. I already have one. I'm matching with Doom, so I think that's enough. I can't find anything good on grenade and helmet with high damage roll for 2 weeks. It's one of those things where I've heard it personally that there were players that waited a period of time for the market to kind of saturate before they started buying. So I've actually heard of an influx of buyers in this last little bit. But I mean, I feel like that's always going to kind of happen. There's always someone that's like waiting with money in their pocket, trying to wait longer than everyone else to try to get things on low. But we'll have to see. I got 2 items, damage plus damage reduction for 500 gold in auction. Are you shitting me? Give me both of them. I'd rather this game makes money from skins than anywhere else. I agree. What's up, Wazar? How's it going, brother? Is it me or is the voice really low? Is it really low? My baby is a beautiful, healthy baby girl. She's 6 months old now. Hey, congrats. Yakubza. Yaku. What's up, brother? My friend in game said to follow you on YouTube if I have questions. Yeah, anytime. Happy to. Congratulations again on the baby girl. What a blessing they are. I have armor that is 2 gathering attributes and gathering in the main stats. I need 3, brother. 3. I'm picky. Already sold them for 30k. Okay. Fuck me then. I got first and 4 skill transcended on Boyd. Want to use Stella and Garrison behind him. Would you recommend finishing Boyd's 2 other skills first or start transcending a couple skills on Stella now? If you want to use Stella, you only need to transcend 2 skills on Stella in order to get her to work really well in Garrison. So I'd probably do that first because it's obviously much less cores and much less hero fragments to transcend the first 2 skills than the last 2 skills. So if you do want to run that pair, you have to get the second skill transcended, which will increase the proc chance of the counterattacks to actually get the war wheel stacks. So it goes from a 30% chance to a 50% chance, which is a huge increase in terms of proc rate. And then you need to do the 3rd skill to increase the HP while you're in Garrison as well. So if a lot of your damage comes from stacking war wheel stacks, and once you get 10, this triggers off for a high amount of damage, then you want this to proc as often as possible, which is why you want to increase the proc chance from here. And then you want the HP in Garrison. So I would get the first 2 on Stella, these 2 skills, and then I would double back and get Boyd completed. Congratulations, Luna. Yeah, no, it's awesome. Let me know if my voice is actually low. It may very well be. I changed microphones. So there is a chance that that is happening. Let me double check. My mic volume's at 100. Let me double check this other application really quick. No, I think I'm okay. Maybe it's in no. Yeah, mixture looks like it's good. Maybe the music is just too high. Sorry, give me 1 second. Turn this down a little bit. Could just be the music a little bit higher. I have infantry damage reduction 5% gun. How much would you buy it if you want it? I don't want it because that shit is expensive. I should want it because I'm only at 3% here. I should want it, but I won't get it. Unfortunately. But I mean, let's see what it's going for. I mean, we'd always take a look and just compare and look, right? No pain in looking. Or no harm in looking. You're at 5%? I mean, that one sell for 15. 15. 4.5 at 8. 4.1 for 3. 4.2 for 27. I mean, I probably wouldn't sell it for anything less than like 8 or 10,000 personally. You could probably get more. I'm just going off of current market values. I mean, like 4.1 for 2,500. 4.2 for 2,700. But I mean, that's still a very, like, it doesn't seem like a lot, but the amount of ones that are being crafted at 4.5% or higher are very low. So I mean, this is 8,000, and this one has been up for what, 12 hours or 11 hours. So it's kind of hard to say. You know, one change that I would like to see is the shelter skins. They given those events, like the winter one is going on right now. Instead of shelter skins, we can get troop skins. I think troop skins would actually be kind of unique and cool. I think the shelter skins are all right, but I think that they're also just like way too expensive for what they are. Way too expensive. Like if you have a competitive one, like I think mine will probably be competitive. Whoops. Oh, I need to do this, huh? Whoops. I think mine will be competitive. I mean, it's already at 10,000. Like, that's stupid. And we have, what, how many days left? 8 days? Yeah, fuck that. It's low. Need to turn it up 30%. My volume. Your voice is not low. It's just a bit different because of the change of mic. All good on YouTube. You sound good. Okay, cool. Thank you. So I'm done rocking around with default. Sub Z, good luck for your Genesis. Hey, I appreciate it. Can I join your alliance? Unfortunately, at the moment, we are paused on recruiting. And that's just because when we register, so we want to avoid Apex in all of our events. And we can avoid Apex and GWIR totally fine. But for AR, we have to stay outside of top 100. And we are getting dangerously close with the amount of people that we've recruited. And I have some people that are still like out at the moment. Like they're sitting out or they're in other alliances sitting out, that kind of a thing. So I am way too close to top 100 to be recruiting right now, so we are on pause at the moment. That second 15K listing is of my member. Oh, nice. Yeah, they're far and few between with those, so it's hard to say like what the definitive price is. You kind of just have to list it at like what is competitive in the moment. Hope to get lucky. What is this? Okay, hold on. I got to order some groceries. You guys can keep typing. I'll keep responding. But if you don't see my screen moving around for a little bit or for a minute or two, it's just because I'm adding groceries to a cart real quick to order. I apologize. I think we already have cream cheese. Yes. Should. I think we already have that. Get that. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Sorry, guys, bear with me one moment. I apologize. Me and the missus were trying to figure out what to do for dinner, She just went on a break to be able to send me what she wanted for dinner. So I'm gonna get the ingredients so I can make it. I can make you spend very low in auction Z. I mean, if you got something to, if you got something you want to do, send me a message. I don't mind. Get this one, I think. I was checking the Boyd you mentioned. How much do I need to spend if I want him awakened? And how much if I want him with that thing? I don't know, super something. Well, I mean, if you want, like, you don't have to win TC in order to get him. So it really just depends on how competitive the TC is that you decide to go into. If you want the super weapon, oh god, man. Like, again, it depends on how competitive it is. But at, like, its lowest, you'll probably spend, like, $600 at least. No, that's a lie. Because 600 is only 1,800 times 2, 3,600. Yeah, you'll probably spend at least $1,000 to get a super weapon maxed out. At least if you're in a non-competitive Splendid Steel one. Yeah, no, always just keep checking our alliance wall. There's definitely a lot of interest to join, which is why we recruited. I think we recruited like 8 or 9 members in the last like 2 months. But that is why we pretty much ended up having to like lock it down. We went from like rank like 250 plus. We played in Fearless for like 2 months, and then we had a bunch of interest for people to join, and we just, yeah, we pretty much went to like almost rank 100 from that. So I had to put a halt on it for a bit, especially because like I have to have a buffer. We're not right at 100. We're like at 150 or 140 or something. But I also need to take into account that we have a lot of infantry people in our alliance, like infantry mains. Like if I just think of people that have 6 mil plus infantry sets, there's like 4 of us, I think, 5 of us. And so we're all going to be competing in TC, which means that we're all going to inflate our troop might and stuff. So yeah, I need to have a buffer there, and then give us time to kill off troops after that. What else did I wanted to get? Oh, I wanted some sugar-free coffee creamer. I ran out of my vanilla coffee creamer. I don't like the sugary stuff. 0 sugar. Oh wait, that's coconut. I don't want vanilla. What the fuck? Hello? Where's the vanilla one? Oh. Is this it? There it is. Yeah, that works. I'm waiting for this round of Genesis War to end. DHX top 1 made it incredibly difficult. Oh boy. Does US also have quick commerce? Well, I just use, like, if I'm not going to go to the store, like, if I only need a few things, I'll just order it, because I can order it and then just pay a tip and have the groceries here within, like, an hour or 2. But if I have a long list of stuff, then I just go myself. But I only need a few things from this one, so it's all good. Plus, I also like tipping a lot around like the holiday season and stuff. Like, I usually tip pretty well anyways, but I like to tip a bit extra during this time of the year. So even though I could go and just grab a few things, it's kind of nice to, because I know that a lot of people don't tip very well. It's probably nice when they pick up an order that actually does. I don't know. Maybe I just like giving. Is there anything else that I need? Oh, the vegetables. Does it work without the super weapon? Yeah, you can absolutely Garrison with Boyd without the super weapon. That's no problem at all with that. My infantry armor set are 4.1, 3, 2.3, so most of the time I'm only using Miyamoto, Eileen, Bodala, Claude. I was thinking about the speed you get from the skin. Oh, thank you, Fruit. Hope you do as well. The speed is good from the skin for sure, but it's the changing of him going from a fan to a semicircle that works really well, and then also his HP cut that gets increased. Both of those do really well. So I would say he's worth it. Yes, absolutely. Get 2 of these. I promise I'm not a commercial. I just used to play it. I use just play to get Google points. Oh. I mean, I kind of talk like a robot myself. How long do we have until, 50 minutes until the next one? What do we do for 50 minutes, guys? What do we do? What else am I thinking? Hello, hope you're doing well. I got a little question regarding beasts. Whoa, why did this not? Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, we have like DoorDash and those types of things, and I can get it quicker for sure, but I actually end up having to pay more as well. Ban this bot. See you later. Hello, hope you're doing well. I've got a little question regarding beasts. I'm a rider main, and I don't know what to pair. For now, I've just paired the strongest together. I'm doing well for now, but not sure if it's optimal for now. So there's no correlation between beasts and troops, right? The correlation that beasts have to your actual combat is what role you're playing, right? So obviously, if you're ever going to be a rally or garrison leader, you want to have a physical beast like Pango or Bull as your main beast, right? But if you are somebody that only plays field, it's less about that, or I'm sorry, it's less about the actual like beast itself and more about like their attributes. So in field, you want to focus on beasts that are crit and combo oriented. And I would run double combo or double crit if you're in field. So if you're running, combo, you could run like a crab and a jellyfish. You could run double crab. You could run double jellyfish. If you're running crit, you could run the rhino. You could run the saber. Any combination of the two. That's what I would do. I would stay away from counter for field is really the biggest thing. What scares me the most is trying to get super weapons. Several times I've been preparing to use everything before the event ends. But I was surprised by the rise in new week accounts to top the rankings, 4,000, 5,000 files. Yeah, a lot of people, including myself, will not use the files until the last like 60 seconds. Z out here just giving that extra tip and loving it. I mean, 'tis the season. 'Tis the season to give them your tip. I'm getting banned. But I was surprised by the rise of new week accounts. Yeah. No, a lot of accounts have been saving for a long time. Or there's also new whales, so there is that. Trying to think, is there anything else that I need, guys? No. Not that I can think of. Maybe I'll do potatoes with it, actually. Yeah, we'll do that. All right. Delivery. Give him the tip. I need to stop. I need to stop. I don't think I need anything else. Should be good. I'm fighting in field and paired 2 gold sabers together. I've told that I should put my gold one rank 0 as main and use my purple one rank 5 as support. Yes, I would say so. Typically, like people have their gold one maxed out, and with the purple one maxed out first. Your purple maxed out is better than your gold until your gold is rank 5 or tier 5 or 6. So if you notice that your purple one, you're able to level up your purple one much faster than your gold. I would put your purple as lead, and then once your gold saber crosses that tier 5, tier 6 range, I would then promote your gold to lead. But the tier of your beast itself impacts it a lot because it really scales up the damage that your beast is doing. Okay, sorry, I just placed that order. I'm fighting in. Oh wait, I'm playing the game for 50 days. Wow, 50 days and you already have that. That's nice. Yeah, no worries at all, Croxar. Appreciate you being here. A friend of mine has almost had a heart attack after using 4,000 files. Then 3 small accounts came along and sent him down to rank 4. That sounds about right. I personally use I use all mine in the last like 90 seconds. As someone not from US, tips is something which doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's just like, you. I don't mind tipping at all, but especially like when it comes to like delivery orders and stuff, like you're saving me time. So it's like time is money, right? So it's like the fact like you can make more money at any time, but you can't get more time back. So the fact that I'm able to sit here with you guys and do this instead of going to the store for an hour is worth money to me, right? And I'm happy to give that to somebody to do. Yo, what's up, Pablo? Pablo R. Charetta? Appreciate you being here. Gale Draco, if you're a Garrison, is solid. But, yeah, in field, like, it's just... The reason for that, right? Like, Gale Draco could be good if you're running a march that is going to get targeted, right? Like, if you put a bunch of counter beasts and counter attributes on a range march, those beasts are going to perform well because your range marches are always going to get targeted first. But if you're going out into the field and say you're running a rider and you're like a hit and run march, you don't want to be running a counter because typically on those marches, the minute that your screen turns red, you're turning around and running, right? And so in that small window of time that you're fighting, that you're not getting targeted, you just want to deal as much damage as possible, which your basic and your active and your leader skill can both crit, which is where crit comes in handy. And they can also trigger combos while you're on offense without needing to be targeted, which is why that's also very beneficial there. But for counter, if you're attacking somebody and they're not hitting you, your counter is never going to proc. So counter is good for those marches that are being targeted 24/7, like your ranged ones, or typically you steer clear of them, unless you're in Garrison. This time Splendid Seal was crazy. I got rank 1 with 6,200 and rank 2 and 3 were both at 6K also. Jeez, Pablo. Good to meet you, Pablo. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, I was just talking about it in Discord, man. I had the first TC when Stella came out. I think I spent like 9,200 files or 9,300 or whatever it was. And the second place was only a couple hundred behind. That guy was competitive up until the end. I messaged him about it like prior to, and he was just like, "Spend all you want. I'm going to make sure like that you have to spend in order to win." I was like, "Okay, fuck you." And we went from like 2,500 to 9,000 in like the last like day. It was disgusting. Never want to do that again. Never want to do that again. I don't know. Let's see, guys. Let's take a look. I mean, we got really anything else to do. Let's see if we can find anything that your boy wants on the gathering side. Nope. I always thought it'd be kind of cool to have a triple counter damage piece as well and just run like 12 counter damage on all 4. I think it'd be kind of cool. I'd be really curious to see how well that does. I'm talking about tipping 25% in restaurants, fast food places, and waiters only getting paid in tips. Yeah, I mean that's just a failed business model. Like, it's so greedy for them not to pay their employees and they're just off the tips. It creates a very toxic culture for sure. In that case, like, I don't mind tipping at all, just because I know that they're running off of tips and they need it, right? So no problem at all. I'm happy to. But I think that environment was created by just corporate greed at that point. Like, you should just be paying your employees for the fact that they're working. And if they get tips and they get for doing good and having good service, then they do. But I mean, like, I know that in like some countries, I don't want to misspeak here, but I do know that in some Asian countries, I can't remember which ones, I know that it's like almost a form of disrespect to tip. So that kind of shows you the drastic differences that we have in the world. Splendid Steel was better before they split the Splendid Steel matchmaking from overall TC matchmaking. I agree. I do use it with Sophie in the field, but kind of thinking I need to change. I'm always losing in beasts. Yeah, like, that's the other thing with counter is that, like, that's the hard part, right? Is that if your counter is going off, it means that you're targeted. It means that your beasts are dying. It means that your march is dying. So it's like, that's the negative part. It works as a counter, obviously, but you're being targeted the whole time. And how long is that going to last in comparison to you not being targeted? So, yeah. Japan? Oh, there you go. What's up, Fred? How's it going, buddy? If I were to attack two people, should I start by attacking the stronger one and let the weaker one flank? Or should I attack the weaker one first? I always attack the weaker one first. Send one march home. If you can send a march home, send him home. Because that, like, you're just going to get easy kills off of that. If you're going to die, you're going to die. I just send as many troops as I can home before I get sent home. I always target the weaker ones. I could be sitting there fighting somebody 1v5, and the minute that someone comes up with like their 6th march, I'm targeting that 6th march if it's weaker. You can see that in the one-man army video that I have. Like, I'll be fighting someone's like 5 marches. Someone else will come up with a weaker march, and you can tell by the heroes that they're using, and I'll just immediately turn on them. Doesn't look like I'm gonna find one, guys, unfortunately. Japan. I'm starting to think the beasts are not really relevant in field combat because the squad dies before the beast. Is that right? No. Beasts honestly give me the most damage. You want me to show you how relevant beasts are? I'll show you. This is a field march. 403,000 troops. 2 mil, 21 mil. All, or the majority of the damage from beasts. 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 Yeah, no, beasts do an insane amount of damage in the field. If you're stronger than your opponent, you're going to get a lot of kills. If you're as strong as your opponent, you're going to kind of like go neutral. But people are like, oh, well, like what if I can't have a stronger beast in them, so I don't want to invest in beasts? Well, then the problem is that if you don't invest in your beasts, what ends up happening is that you become this person in the field. You don't invest in your beasts, you just end up on the losing trade side of things, and it just kills a lot of your troops. This becomes you. You give them so much room for like bonus killing. That would be like you saying like, I don't want to invest in garage, and so your enemy just has barrage fire 24/7 against your marches. Unfortunately, beasts have a very large impact. They have the most impact in Garrison and rallies for sure. They do have a lot of impact in field, and that is just amplified much more the stronger that your beast is. They say it's like a bribe and an insult to the business that they are not paying their employees well. Oh, I think I knew that, but that actually comes as like, that makes sense. So I'm going to say that I'm actually like learning something new there. Like that does make a lot of sense. And I completely agree. If we were to take care of our people here in the States, and actually give them, you know, like restaurant employees and stuff like that, like service workers and such, like decent wages without them having to depend on the generosity of the person they're giving service to, I think it would make a lot more sense. And I think in a lot of cases too, you just get better service anyways. Like if on one hand, yes, I can see like, oh, incentivize them to give good service because they're tip driven, sure. But I can give good service and have someone just not want to tip, and that sucks. But at the same time, I could also be motivated to give good service if I'm being taken care of on the back end anyways. Like if I know I'm making good money and getting paid a good hourly or whatever salary, whatever it may be, then I'm probably going to give good service. I mean, shitty waiters and waitresses are going to be shitty waiters and waitresses. It doesn't matter how much you pay them. Like they're just people that are just not cut out for it. They have a bad attitude, or they're just not good, you know, public speaking, whatever it may be, right? Like they're just, yeah. I think that like the pay part like doesn't really impact that as much, but I do think that there will be people that will be more motivated to do well or be better and stuff if they felt like they were taken care of. I think tipping is prominent only in the U.S. You're probably right. Like, so I was starting to think beasts were really relevant just in Garrison and Rally. They're very relevant in Garrison and Rally. And the reason for that is that, like, you are responsible as a Garrison or Rally leader of all of the troops that are filling your Rally or your Garrison. And so it is your job to trade as well as possible. And if you are not investing into beasts, that is just one other avenue that somebody's absolutely dominating you in, and you are just giving free kills. And you're doing that at the expense of other players' troops. And so you really need to make sure that you have your beast built up for Rally or Garrison to not only deal good damage, but to also prevent your allies, troops, and stuff like that from just dying for free. But then in the field also, it's the same thing, but on a much lesser scale in terms of how much damage is dealt and stuff. But it's also just your troops. I'm going to hyper-focus one beast. Any recommendations for field, and what do you think I should look for? I mean, you could honestly go crit or combo and be perfectly fine either way, because the crit obviously makes it where you deal more damage, but the combo means that you get more attacks in, so it kind of evens out there. Any of the fire or any of the combo beasts, again, the crab, the jelly, the saber, the rhino, any of those would be fine to hyper focus on. Just make sure that you're investing the right chips into them. So if you go fire, obviously go crit. If you go the combo beast, obviously go with combo chips. And you'll honestly be fine there. You can't really fuck that up as long as you do that. Yeah. Because I think that one of the parts to it is, like, you're still at the mercy of the game giving you those beasts. So if you do like the beast pull event, where like you buy 10 draws, then you're still hoping that you get the right beasts. If you get the beast select pods or whatever they are, yeah, the beast choice pods, obviously you can hyper focus at that point. But since there is still the factor of like you at the mercy of what the game gives you, I would lean towards whatever way the game is pointing you towards, crit or combo. And again, like, you would succeed with either one. Personal opinion. Oh boy, oh boy. So couldn't find anything for those pieces, huh? Maybe soon. I really need to get my weapon damage and damage reduction up. But, like, and when I think about it in my head, to go from 3.8% to 5% is no guarantee to begin with. But it's also going to be at least 7,500 gold. And then there's a chance I get 0.1%, and a very good chance that if I don't get that, I only get half of that 7,500 gold worth, or a few percent. That's why, like, it's hard for me to justify to get these values from 3.8 to like 4.6. It's like less than 1%, and the spend you would have on that is crazy. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Thanks, Z. No worries at all. I made a big mistake choosing Grass Beast because people were saying it's for infantry. I apologize for that. And again, this is why, like, you really have to make sure of, like, where or who your sources are that you're getting the information from. I won't ever take somebody telling me something unless there's, like, data to back it up or statistics to back it up. Maybe that's just the way I am as a person. But there is no correlation between beasts and troops other than I don't want to say that just as a blanket statement. There is this portion of the leader skill, when deployed squad damage reduction, when deployed squad skill damage, things like that. That is the only correlation between the two in terms of, like, your beasts plus your troops. And for, like, the pairing side of things, you don't need to worry about fire beasts on riders, water beasts on range, anything like that at all. It's more about the attributes and the behavior of the beast and how those attributes act as opposed or in conjunction to how you as a player are playing. Are you playing field? Are you playing garrison? Are you playing rallies? Rallies and field, focus combo and crit. Garrison, focus counter and crit, or balance of the three. For free-to-play or low spenders, I would recommend Fire Beast because the game gives you a lot of... I would absolutely agree, 100%, and that's usually what I've told people as well. That's why I make the comment in there of go whichever direction the game is leading you. because there are opportunities for players to get a lot of fire beast copies. There's also a lot of chances that you may get, you may get a lot of free copies of fire, but then when you go to do the draws, you get a lot of water. So just go with whatever way the game is leading you. But yes, you do get a lot of copies of the Rhino, and you get a lot of copies of the Saber for free as a player. I blame my R5. Well, we learn something new every day, right? And I'd rather make the mistakes early and fix those mistakes early than get 2 years into building something some way and then find out that I should have done it differently. Personally, what's up, baby? Yeah, to order groceries. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I ordered it. We're good. 1 second, guys. I'm just gonna go tell the girlfriend that I ordered everything. I think she's checking to make sure I did. 1 second, ma'am. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. What are your thoughts on the devs asking for feedback about AR and IR? I'm surprised they didn't do it sooner. I feel like they used to run feedback after what felt like almost every patch, right? And it may not have been every patch, but it was especially for like the larger patches that they would make. They would release something, then they would run a feedback survey, and I feel like they've definitely done some feedback surveys, but they haven't done nearly as many as they used to. Thank you, Z. I enjoyed this broadcast. Greetings to you and all your viewers. Good luck to you and me. Yeah, good luck to you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. And good luck in your GW. And if I don't hear from you until then, happy holidays. Hope you and your family have a good holiday. And a good new year. Someone doing my order already? Let's go. That's huge. What do we got? We've managed to cut the time down, guys. We're down to 28 minutes until GW. I want to see what the next circle involves or entails, who our next matchups are. Panda said he pulled off a 1v2, so there is a chance we get Panda in our next circle. There's also always the chance we end up getting freaking NTD again. God damn it. I would take GSW or UC as an ally. I like both of those guys. We've had a good time with GSW. UC, I like Uchiha's streams. I enjoy his stuff and the alliance that he has. Keiko would be a tough fight. Some of these alliances in general would be a pretty good fight. I think, yeah, we'll have to see. I don't remember who... Was it Ryle that ended up getting through? Probably ally them again if we see them. That was a good AR that we had with them. Maybe they're not doing feedback because everybody is shitting on them. Look. Just because you don't pay attention to the poor decisions you're making does not mean that you are not making poor decisions. You can avoid feedback, but that doesn't mean that the feedback is just gone. Like, people are still saying the feedback on YouTube. They're saying the feedback on the official Discord. Like, the consensus is there. Just because you don't put those responses on a Google Doc does not mean that they don't exist. Actually, people complained about matchmaking. Are you, like, is that Fred, are you talking about the feedback? But like you said, it's more fair than people think. The matchmaking system they have is 80% good. It's that 20%. It's that 20% that sucks because they could have the potential to have a really good system in place if they added one more line of code to their matchmaking system. And for those that are curious on what I'm talking about, the matchmaking system on a standard bracket, on a standard, like especially AR is a very good one because you can actually see the combat rating of everybody involved. It is very good within a very small margin of error to match correct combat rating alliances with other combat rating alliances. The one line they need to add is the variable factor of what makes up that combat rating. Like if your combat rating is the same as them and the highest contributing combat rating player in the alliance is within a margin also, then match them. What that means, if your alliance has 12 bill in combat rating and this other alliance has 12 bill combat rating, and the highest combat rating individual in your alliance is 600 mil, but the highest combat rating in their alliance is 200 mil, don't match them. But if the highest combat rating in your alliance is 600 mil and the highest combat rating in their alliance is 575 mil, and both of your alliance's combat rating is the same, then match them. Because what that means is that you have the same combat rating and the same top end combat efficiency that is or combat potential from that alliance on the top end. What is the best, or what is the maximum performance that we can expect out of this alliance from their best player? And use that to matchmake on top of the combat rating, and you'll have a beautiful combat rating system that isn't seen in many other games like this. Z, do you mind looking at my arena report and telling me if you see any big red flags? 304-day old accounts. So I'm still getting armaments and all. Yeah, that's fine. Coming up on your 1 year mark. That's kind of cool. So you're running 1, 2, 3, 4 rider, 5 rider. Is that 5 rider? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you're doing 5. Out of curiosity, if you don't mind me asking, why do you have pieces for everything else? You know what? Actually, it really doesn't matter. But I was just curious, why do you have pieces for every other troop type? But the most important one is this one. Attack damage reduction. Attack damage reduction. Attack damage reduction. Attack damage reduction. Right off the bat, before you get these things leveled up, I would say that's gonna suck. It's gonna be painful to say. I would pivot away from these damage reduction hones. Simple fact being that for some troop types, specifically rider and ranged, your best defense is your offense. And the reason for that is that a lot of your heroes on ranged and rider have very high offensive stats, right? And less so on the defensive stats. What's an example of that? On rider, we have 2 heroes. Out of all rider heroes that there are 2 rider heroes that provide defense in their skills, right? It's Daryl and it's Elena. So if you go to Daryl, I can find him. He has defense here of 24%. And if you have Elena, she has 30% defense here, right? You have 2 heroes with defense. So what that means is that tells you based on the behavior, they're very offense oriented. When I look at your account, even if you were a Garrison, it would be very similar. That instead of trying to absorb a lot of damage, because you're trying to almost put on a shoe that doesn't fit, right? And what essentially I'm getting at is that your Ricks, your Janets, your Rubinas, your Elenas, everything, right, is very high damage oriented. You get bonus flank damage, you get bonus basic attack damage, you get bonus damage against range. Like every single time that your skill damage deals damage, you proc even more damage with Janet and Graffiti and stuff, right? So it's like when you think about their kit as a whole, it's very just damage driven. And you can mitigate damage being intaken by killing your opponent far faster than they're killing you. For example, if you're on Garrison and you're getting hit by a rally, if every single time your skill goes off, they lose 200,000 troops, but every time that their skill goes off, you lose 100,000 troops just because you have so much more offense than they do, that rally isn't going to stay full. Every single time that you deal damage with it, they're going to require far more troops to keep that rally full. So it's going to spend more time less than full and in that like lower range of troops in there. So it's going to hurt a lot more. In the field, let's say that you're not a rally or garrison captain. In the field, riders are typically hitters and runners, right? You're not typically sitting on a red screen with riders tanking 5 marches. Every single time that your screen turns red, you use your movement speed to your advantage, you run away. As soon as you're not targeted, you come back and you hit him again. So during those small windows of opportunity for damage, you want to create burst damage. You want to burst them with as much damage as possible. If you're building defense or damage reduction, you're shooting yourself in the foot because your whole objective isn't to tank damage, it's to hit them, and then when you're getting hit, you run away. So you're capitalizing on the movement speed that riders have, and which is, again, something that you see a lot more in their kits than you see of defense. So because of that play style, I would stack as much offensive stats as I possibly would, squeezing every bit of attack, lethality, firepower, squad damage, everything that I could. So then in those 8 to 10 second windows that I have to hit you where you're not hitting me and dealing skill damage and basic attack damage and such, I would just be slamming you with as much damage as possible. You target me, I run away. You stop targeting me, I turn around and I do it again. That's what I would personally do. I'm aiming for Garrison. It's the same exact principle. And the reason for that is that your Chasey already has very high skill damage reduction, right? She doesn't offer a lot of defense. You'll notice that. She doesn't offer defense. She just mitigates a lot of skill damage. When you go into the hero talent tree, riders also get skill damage reduction here, skill damage reduction here, and skill damage reduction here, which is the primary form of damage that your enemies are using against you anyways. So that still opens up the gate for you to be highly offensive oriented. I think that, to me, like, what I'm trying to like the TLDR is that you don't want to create friction between the way that the game is like pushing a hero or a troop type to play. You almost like want to flow with it, right? Like if the game is pushing riders to be very highly offensive and just deal a lot of damage, you want to complement that with the stats that you're building. If you build against the grain here and you go a lot of defense, a lot of damage reduction and stuff, yes, you might mitigate some damage, but you're gonna fare a lot less because they're not giving you skills and talents and such like that to support it, right? All the skills that are coming out are very offensive oriented, and instead of compounding that damage and capitalizing on it, you're kind of just like going against the grain. And I'm someone that, like, when you look at a troop or a hero type or a troop type or a hero, whatever have you, I like to build my stuff where I do one thing amazing instead of 2 things mediocre. Instead of like reducing a fair amount of damage by trying to build defense and all that, and then doing a fair amount of damage output because I didn't capitalize on it, I would rather take the bonus damage into me, but know that I'm always out damaging my opponent because I'm complementing the skills that the game is naturally giving me. Where I play infantry, I get a lot of defense, I get a lot of shields, I get a lot of like damage reductions and stuff that the game is giving me. So instead of me trying to go against the grain and build a lot of attack and a lot of lethality and a lot of firepower and stuff, I build to complement it. And now my better trades comes from me reducing the amount of damage that you're doing so much that I now deal more damage than you. I didn't increase my attack. I didn't increase my damage. All I did was reduce the amount of damage that you're doing to where you're dealing less than me, and now I'm already naturally dealing more than you. That's the way that I've built infantry and played around to complement the types of skills and toolkits and such that they're giving me to then get similar results. It's like, I know that's like a very long explanation, but it's very complicated because you don't want to tell a player, like, I can sit here all day long and tell you to build something a certain way, but it boils down to like that, the way that hero is supposed to perform based on the way that IGG is like releasing it. And riders are clearly like that. I'm going to deal a lot of damage to you and then I'm going to go away. And if you're on Garrison, that's totally fine. But like, they're not giving you anything in Garrison that says like, oh, if you build defense and all this stuff, you're going to reap more benefits than if you build offense. Yes, they give you a lot of skill damage reduction, but they also give you 500% bonus attack damage at the same time. So what do you think is going to help it more? A little bit of defense, or giving it attack that's already scaling at a 5x rate because of the 500% basic attack damage increase? No, dude, I can never do that. I could be like, no. I'm never going to be like, no, fuck you, do this. Like, I have to give you the full spectrum. And then it's like, at that point, like, you make a decision. Because, again, I can tell you how to potentially do something based on the numbers, but you could go completely against the grain because that's just not your play style. If you're somebody that just wants to throw infantry out there and be as offensive as possible because you want to see high damage numbers, I'll help you build that. That's totally fine. But just know that you would net better results going a different direction. But more so than just those numbers, it's all about like longevity. Like when you play this game, how do you play the game? Like, what do you enjoy most? Do you actually enjoy hitting and running, or do you like seeing your screen turn red and getting hit and then trading better that way? Because there's two different ways to build those things, and I would rather build in a way that complements your play style so then you enjoy the game for the longest than to sit here and tell you to just do one thing, you get bored of it in 6 months and you quit the game. Then what good was that investment anyways? So it's like, I like to help people build around their play styles, but before we go into that, I like explaining like, okay, hey, you're going to be Rider, so these are the things that you should probably focus on based at least on the way that the game has continuously released heroes and the direction it's pushing it. But beyond that, how do you like to play? What's up? Kreesik? What's it going? How's it going? Talking about code, the last time we spoke, you were joining a new job. How's it going? I've had quite a few interviews this week. How many have I had? I've had 3 or 4 interviews for 3 or 4 companies this week. Obviously, a lot of it's like on pause. Like I probably won't get hired for anything until like the 1st or 2nd week of January because everybody's on vacation and I'm being told that. But I had another interview today for one position, and then I have 2 interviews Monday back to back for 2 other companies. And then potentially one more that afternoon or on Tuesday. So I have a lot of prospects out there. It's just you can't really finalize anything this time of the year. You have to wait until the beginning of the year next year. But it seems to be going good, so I appreciate you asking. With Rider, it's better to run away when targeted, so I totally understand. Like it's just they don't give you enough defense or damage reduction and that stuff from the skills and the talents and whatnot to just sit there and eat damage. Like it gives you movement speed on every single hero for a reason. It's pushing you towards that. So you can either choose to complement and play in unison with the way that the game is pushing you, or play against the grain. And one way, or on one hand, one way makes more sense, but on the other hand, like let's play to however you like to play. Hey, appreciate that. Thank you. So looking at your, I just said all that coming back here. I mean, your hero pairs in general are fine. There's nothing wrong here. Obviously, like as you get more heroes and such, this can expand out more. Like replace Fen with like Rubina, or you could throw Daryl into this mix, that kind of a thing. So we're not really too worried about the heroes. Like everything in terms of like the hero pairs that you have, everything looks good there. I mean, obviously these are all a work in progress, like you said. So let's go to your best armament set. Yeah, you're not stacking a bunch of Garrison homes or rally homes or whatever. But this is also my other point. You already have like 10, 11% movement speed on this before the rest of your kit. So I would just be going full offensive to complement this. I think when I looked at your vehicles, yeah, you're doing it right here. Everything is tier 3. You're getting these other ones up with these. So I would get these to tier 3 level 6 and then push these to 16. Double back, get these to tier 3 level 10, and then keep pushing this, which you're already doing. Totally fine there. Yeah, just in this case here, I would pivot to damage and attack. In the upper part, if you really want to get really specific, I would go attack or basic attack damage in the top. Just because basic attack is going to help everybody, but it's going to especially help Chasey and Rick. So, I mean, the fact that it specializes for 2 troops in general is really nice. So I would go attack. Well, in terms of priority, I would go attack, basic attack damage, and then skill damage. In that order, those would be the 3 priorities that I would go for or aim for the top part. If squad damage and attack is too expensive for you, if you feel like 3% plus is just too expensive for you to get, totally fine, totally understandable. Go double attack. Go double attack down here, and then what we talked about up top, you can get these to double 6% for far cheaper than you can get squad damage up, even to like 3% and stuff. So if you just go double attack, you can go 12, 24, 36, 48. And if you had attack up in the top part with a couple 3%ers, you'd be at over 50% attack for probably less than 20,000 gold, honestly. But if you do have the means to fork out more gold, then the damage will net you better results. Yeah, I kind of figured as much. What's up, Calamity? How's it going? I figured as much. Yeah, no. Double attack pieces also. Okay, nice. There you go. It's something to capitalize on. For this part here, I would stop on these middle equipment parts. You're running 5 rider, right? And the reason why these middle parts here are expensive isn't specifically because of their performance, but it's because it impacts all 3 troop types, right? So you get squad damage reduction, and skill damage for rider, infantry, and ranged, which is why it's twice the cost of the individual pieces on the other end. Where you are running 5 rider marches, I would get all these to white first and then double back to the middle and do it for backpack. Otherwise, you're using a lot more parts and components to try to push something up that won't net you insanely superior stats, but it's just the fact that it's expensive because it impacts all 3 troop types, and you aren't that player. You aren't that player. You are 5 marches on rider, so get these to white first, and you'll see a lot more benefit for a lot less spend. And you can double back and get the middle ones. What infantry hero should I get super weapon first? Stella, Boyd, or Sakurai? 4,000 exquisite files. I want to use them soon. Any hero with much better super weapon than others? I would say Sakura is probably going to be the best, but if you're going to do it on Sakura, you're probably going to have to wait a few months. I wouldn't do it in the first few months. Well, actually, I would wait. If you only have 4,000 files, I would wait a couple months anyways. Let the whales come out and get those. Then after the first 2 or 3 TCs where it's whales getting them, then it's going to be 2 or 3 TCs of those people coming out from the woodworks that we're saving to wait out the whales. Give it another 2 or 3 TCs, and then get your guaranteed good placement like 5 or 6 TCs deep. Yeah, no worries at all, Baguette. Everything looks good. I mean, honestly, like your homes are good. You have the right idea in mind and stuff. That's why I wanted to ask, like, what role do you feel like you're playing? Yeah, just like honestly, like, what do you enjoy? Because I see a lot of people get like very high attack and then they go damage reduction, and it's like damage reduction is like a multiplier of your defense. Defense is your base damage reduction. Damage reduction then multiplies that number. And if you are very high attack leaning, your marches are screaming for you to get some damage to compound that and multiply it. There's a triple rider squad attack weapon listed for 9k if that guy wants an item like that. That's actually a really good deal. You might even be able to talk him down to 7,500. But yeah, like the math behind that is like if you just focus completely on like squad damage, in this case squad damage reduction without focusing on defense, that's like you taking 100 times 2 being your squad damage reduction, 100 being your defense. The final number is 200. If you focus completely on attack, because you're going attack and damage reduction, completely on attack with no squad damage, that's like 200 times 1, which is also 200. But if you do a balance where you're going high attack and high squad damage reduction, that would be like 150 times 1.5, which is 225. So it's less on either end, so you're not so heavy on both ends, but it's a good balance in the middle, and your end result is that you get more out of it. If you love doing that, like riders aren't known to take multi-rallies very well, right? You already need to know like what you're playing with here. Riders are good at single rally garrisons, right? Like that's their bread and butter when they shine. So you're going to do best in Island Raid and Genesis War. In Archipelago Raid, you're probably going to want to lean on someone that has ranged for AoE or infantry to just tank it outright, and you just be a really good counter rally, right? But because of that, same exact thing. Since there isn't the consistent threat of 3 skills hitting you and all the rest of that stuff, or there's not a guarantee of swarms and stuff on your tower, I would just funnel like heavily into attack and just melt the shit out of that rally that's hitting you. And then just use your alliance to hit any reinforcing troops that they have coming, so that rally doesn't stay full, and just watch the numbers like just stockpile, man. It'll be insane. Riders actually do so well on Garrison if you build them right. Could I share my AOD report and see what advice you'd have? Yeah, of course. Of course. That's what I'm here for. Did you test everything in the game Did I test everything to gain the knowledge of reviewing the game's code? I don't need to review the game's code. I can just test behaviors and understand like how it is. So there's mathematical formulas for damage and how it's calculated for many games that are like this. I can already tell where attack, defense, and HP land because it shows it specifically right here. So everything is a multiplier of this base number. This green number is your attack percentage. So I can, and I mean, you can even go here and see it. Infantry squad attack 308.6%. So if I go here and take 308.6% of 208, it's 642. So I know where in the mathematical equation that lands. That's the very beginning. That's your base multipliers. And then from there, I can take and add and remove pieces that have squad damage reduction. I can take something that has 40 lethality and then equip something that has 80 lethality, 120 lethality, those types of things to see the incremental increases. And I can see and measure out and calculate the damage gained, where those multiplier factors and variables land in the equation and stuff. I've done this stuff, man. I've been playing this game for 3 years, and I'm an analyst by trade. It's just I can't play a game or do something without analyzing it. That's just what I do. Lethality, firepower. No, what is it? Google Drive. Lethality testing. Like here, you want to see something? I'll show you something. Settings. There you go. Lethality testing. At different increments, 9, 12, 21, 39, 67, 85. The amount of damage they dealt, how much it increased. You can see we graphed it out to see how much bonus damage you get at the disparity amount between your lethality and their block, and then mapped it out to do predictions on how it moves going forward. And I did this with Mr. Brain years ago. So dude, like when you get a few people together that like looking at numbers, you can figure out a lot about a game. I don't need to know the code. A meeting with you and a lot of coffee must be awesome. You typically need a lot of coffee to meet with me because I will talk your ear off when it comes to numbers and stuff. So you are in for a treat. Unless you hate numbers and that bores you, then you probably just can't wait to get out of there. Probably pop an edible and just go to sleep in the meeting. I'll give you an aneurysm just going through numbers. 164. 164 FIB R5. So 164 FIB R5. We don't hold Metro, but it's because I don't want to hold Metro. It's too much responsibility. Too much like needs my attention. Perfect. Can't talk my ears off. I'm used to this because of PhD. Dang, that's actually crazy. I don't know if I could do that. That's a whole nother level. I know what you're talking about, and that's a whole nother level. That'd be kind of interesting to attend, though. Quantum, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate you. Or do you like me? Check world ranking and whales attributes and copy. Yeah, you can do that too. But money spent doesn't mean knowledge known. There's a lot of whales in this game that, I'm sorry, do some of the most obnoxious things I've ever seen. Just because someone can throw their wallet at a tower doesn't mean they're doing the right thing. There's a better way to throw your wallet at the tower. Hero pairings. Good. I mean, everything looks good here. You are 4 infantry, 1 rider. So this looks good. Attack, defense, attack, defense. Yeah, nothing wrong here at all either. This looks good. I mean, you're at level 12 on this. I would take a pause on this, get these to level 6. And then get these to 16. And then get these to 10. So I'd go 6, 16, 10 would be the order I'd do. And then we can have another conversation after you finish that. I mean, everything here just looks like it's a work in progress, but hones are looking good. You're not stacking a bunch of like Garrison hones or something. So yeah, everything looks good here. Looks like this is a work in progress. I don't even know if you use this in the field, right? So you're probably just all infantry. I mean, yeah, your hones look good. Your refinery looks good. Yeah, it looks great. I mean, honestly, when it comes to armaments and honing, I'm in the same way. You just take what the game gives you. No, looks good. Beast springs look good. Good. Yeah, I mean that people will be like, oh, don't do this, but it's like this triggers off of crit, so this is fine. I would probably put this one as lead, unless it's because of the chips. Yeah, no, I would put the crab as lead just to get more combo out the gate, and more chances to trigger more damage. This is fine though, but I would just move the crab up. This is fine. This is fine. Yeah, there's nothing wrong here. Everything looks good. I'm trying to think, like, what can I give you to, like, improve on? But, I mean, you're doing the right things. Let's look at your hero set. Is there anything in particular? No. Yeah, straight up, no. Everything looks good. I mean, even your hero pairings look good. This is your buff march, or your deep buff and debuff march. And this is just a tanky march. This is your AoE march. This is just your single target damage. Yeah, you're good. You are good. Can't tell if you've been watching my videos or if you're good out the gate. Either way. If I helped you, great. If I didn't help you, you're doing the right thing. You're doing what I would do. Buff march. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Well, actually, let's take a look. How many marches you actually sent out there? 3, 3.2, 3. Well, okay. Well, actually, you're pretty well balanced here. So you're running 4 marches in the field. For your 4 marches in the field, I don't know what you're running, but I would probably run 3 or 4 marches. I would run Boyd, Riven, Odala, Bianca, Miyamoto, Eileen, and then probably a Dut Claude. Yeah. Yeah. Or, wait, what did I say? Yeah, I would run Boyd and Riven because then you can capitalize on the shield reflect damage. I would run a Dut Claude because a Dut does get high defense, but she also has high attack, so she gets like good offense and good defense, which is what Claude does as well, so that kind of complements. This would be your AoE march, and this is just your buff march. I would do that. This looks good. I would take a pause here. Just get these to all white. This has damage on it. The hard part is that this is counter damage, so you have to be targeted. I mean, if you were a Garrison player, that's fine. Can't really tell. Hold on. If you're a Garrison player, then that's fine. If you're not, I would probably switch that one. I would get this to like an attack up here at the top, and then switch this from counter damage to attack. Because this counter damage here is it's requiring you to be targeted for that to even kick in. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, infantry is one of those where you should probably go more of a balance of attack and defense because you have so much defense anyways that damage reduction is going to help you in that sense. But you don't want to also have such little damage that you're not having damage output. So, I mean, this is fine here. This is good. The ones that you really want to go, like, high offense and, like, stick to that would be Rider and Ranged. This is good. Unfortunately, I haven't ranged. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. You have it at a good price, too. Learn from you. Hey, holy shit. Thank you, sir. 230. I don't know what I did to deserve that, but yeah, happy to help, man. We can get on the account. Congrats, by the way. We need to check our circle. Is that a Thunder? Who is that? Is that Thunder? On emoji? Genesis. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. We had to get him out of every alliance. We got Farmer and him again. Are you shitting me? This is our island raid all over again. How the hell do we have VWow and NTD? Yo, thank you for the subscription on YouTube, Krusick. Appreciate you. Even worse when you're talking of aeronautics and multidynamic. Actually, that sounds kind of interesting. Yo, D-Dista, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Baguette, appreciate you resubscribing for the 3rd month on Twitch. Holy shit, another 150. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. I mean, we're cooked. Plain and simple, we're cooked. Like, we're not going to the final circle unless we ally NTD, and I don't know if they're going to want to. This would be a fun account to fight. Wait, this isn't your alliance was our, is it? Oh, wait, no, yeah, this is, yeah, different ace, different ace. Your ace is like the underscore or something like that, right? Yeah, we're fucking cooked. 5 marches, it didn't register my 5th. 1 sec, I shared another. Oh, okay, cool. Let me take a look. Oh, there we go. Oh my god, yeah, there's the one. Holy shit, you have a lot of Garrison homes. I mean, that's a lot of counter damage, though. That's, what, 18, 21%? 24%? I mean, I fuck with it. I had it the same way, but I will tell you that my performance, just outright as a whole as an account, increased so much when I got rid of those. And it's going to be painful because you have 5 reds for Garrison. It's up to you, okay? So, you can keep those, and you'll perform really well in Garrison. But then in field and in rallies, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 homes that are just sitting empty when you're in rally or Garrison. Those are a big, fat 0. So you go from having a 5.6 mil armament hero to like a 5.2 mil hero. Now, think about it. Do you think that your performance... How much was it? 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Yeah, 7. Do you think that your performance in field and in rallies would be better if you had 35% more attack or 430 more lethality or 35% more block or 430 more block? Do you think that the performance would go up in that? Because if so, I would switch those to infantry or squad hones. We got goat and axe, should be fun. That would be sick, actually. I'd be down for that. There's a lovebird between us and Brock that IGG is pushing. Check G9. Sure. I mean, because, yeah, dude, I used to run a lot of Garrison hones in mine as well, and it used to, like, it used to perform really well. But then I struggled on tank rallies. Then in field, I just felt, like, very underwhelming. It was like you saw a 6 mil number on paper, but then it just didn't feel like a 6 mil number. You know what I mean? So now I'm in the boat where it's like I want stats that I can use 100% of the time, not just 30. All right, fuck off. I'll eventually change those. Yeah, that makes sense then. Z for armaments then. Before I finish things, focus on lethality and attack. For armaments, here's the thing. I believe that you should control the controllable, right? Armaments and hones, you cannot control. You're at the mercy of whatever they choose to give you on an armament home. If you get a red value and it happens to be defense or block, take it. If you get an armament hone and it's lethality or attack, wonderful. But take what you can get there. But control the controllable variable. You can control what stats you get in refinery, so that's where I would focus those efforts, right? You know that riders complement well with damage, so where you can get damage and really just like focus in on that and not need to spend a bunch on like a roulette-based system or like gambling-based system, other than the smelting, of course, do that there. Get your attack, get your damage and stuff like that from the refinery. And just in terms of armaments and hones, just take whatever the game gives you. If you end up with 600 block and 40% defense, oh well, you did. But, you know, odds are that's probably not going to happen. You're probably going to even out between offense and defense in your armaments and hones and stuff. But control the controllable, get the offense in the refinery, and you'll probably be good there. 23 hours, I need to get this again. Yeah, squad gear will change. Yeah, that's what I would do. With armaments, just take whatever the game gives you. Don't beat yourself up on it. If way down the road, we're talking months, years, whatever down the road, you want to actually really define it down and just like target certain stats, absolutely. But until then, nah, no need. I can't, man. I'm full. I'm actually doing my guys a disservice. I need to build for them. Especially Chase over here. I need to pull my weight. I need to kill some zombies so I can get more of these. I need to make sure I do that today. I hate having so many red dots, man. Pisses me off. Oh my god, just like give me the free shit. Just let me get like a claim all button. Ah, close one. A nail biter. Had me on the ropes on that one. Let's claim this. Buy those. Oops, I did not mean to buy the last thing, but oh well. What do we got? Holy shit, man. You guys are... What the fuck? 200... How do you guys save up so many of these things? Got Ryle, Mako, and ZPNX. Fuck. I would have rather taken that any day of the week, man. NTD has a bone to pick with us. Always has a bone to pick with us. Not impressed, but not surprised. Oh my god. I never used them. I still got another 25 flat. Oh my god. I don't know how you guys do that. I don't even know how many I have. How many do I have? Ooh, I should probably use these. I have 2. I have a whopping 2. Let's go, baby. I hate having so many copies of this shit. I need to use these as well. But I'm saving for the infantry TC. If you can't tell, I'm waiting. Been waiting. I want to get like... I've got like 4 or 5 parts for ranged I could build up right now, but can't use them. I want to get... I should be able to get white... And then white, and then 2 reds, I think. 22. I can get, actually, I can get 4 whites. That's not going to happen. So what? 3 whites and 2 reds, maybe? off already. All of them, yeah. All of them, Hulk. It's just that, like, if you have 3 or more marches of a specific troop type, so if you have 3 of your 5 marches are infantry, 3 of your 5 marches are ranged or rider, whatever, focus on those first before going for the middle parts, because you're going to get a lot more value out of it for all of your marches. Yo, Z, love the streams. I was looking to see what I can improve for infantry rally. I mainly just try to help with the rally. I have about 3 months of savings for TC, so I'll improve a lot. Just looking to see what I can improve the rally and run 1 rally march 3 in the field with new heroes. Gotcha. Hold on. Sure. Let's see. Wait, this is you. Okay. I mean, you have a good tank setup here. It looks like got a bit of defense, got some attack going. You got 13 and 15 here. I would push these to level 6. Get these to 16. Get these to level 10. So 6, 16, 10. I can see the pattern that you went here for skill damage dealt. I mean, that's fine. That's especially going to help Sakura or whatever. She comes out. I would focus on the white parts here for sure, because I'm assuming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 infantry marches. White parts over here first, then white parts here. Don't worry about the middle one until then. Which one's your rally one? I'm assuming this one. Rally. Holy moly, you have the same thing. 7 of them. You have 18, 22% basic. I mean, it is what it is, but it's like you have so much basic attack damage, but what infantry hero has basic attack damage scaling like Chasey? None of them. So I would, if it was up to me, I would be trading off all of these rally hones for squad and infantry-based hones, because you might have 6% rally attack, but that's 0% field attack and 0% garrison attack, as opposed to 5%, so, you know, like 15% less attack, but it applies in 100% of situations. So I would take the lesser value by 10 to 15% to increase the effectiveness of it by 66% to where it impacts all of the roles. That would probably be my only piece of feedback for you, because everything else looks good. Yeah, the garage, in terms of like what to level up next, the armaments, the homes, the same thing. Like, you can do really great in rallies, but think about it, like for AR, you're not touching towers for 4 days unless you're building right next to them and they build straight at you, but even then, at least for a day. In IR, you're not building and touching towers for at least 2 or 3 days unless you're building in, to your neighbor right next to you. In Genesis War, you get 1 hour's worth of rallies, right? So all that time that's spent in between is field, and this armament set you have is going to be used in field, and it may even be flexed to Garrison, who knows. So I would make those changes to where you have stats that work for you 100% of the time, because it's your money, it's your time being spent, and you want to get the most out of that investment. At what point is a superb gear playable from 3 stars up? I usually do 4 stars up personally. You could do 3 stars if you get really good hones, but I do 4 stars. Isn't the white skill damage worth it over the troop type one? No, not at all. If you're ranged, there's an argument to say that it can be, because ranged is very skill damage oriented, but you can get skill damage on rider and it doesn't work for Chasey, and Chasey is one of the hardest hitting heroes for riders. So for ranged, yes it is. For riders, you can make an argument there. For infantry, no, it's not, because infantry doesn't have high attack to scale that skill damage to begin with. Is it not better to just hyper focus on one car part, only infantry, rider, or range attack, defense? Nope. The reason why it's not is because once you cross certain thresholds, it gets astronomically more expensive to continue to invest in those. And where you miss out on 2.5% attack or defense, you make up for in the amount of firepower and protection that you gain. So you might miss a couple percentage points of attack or defense, but those are your base damage multipliers. Your firepower is actually your end damage multiplier, so it's far more impactful. So you want to get your firepower and protection as high as possible for far cheaper, which you get that from building out all the rest of them. So no, you miss out on like, it's like 2 to 4% like base attack is what you miss out on. But in terms of like the net gain for the total damage dealt, you actually deal a lot more damage when your firepower is higher than if you would have just gained 2 to 4% more attack or whatever have you. And plus, again, every 100 firepower protection that you gain is 1% squad defense or 1% squad attack. So you actually miss out on a lot less than you think you do. A few more questions and I'm not bothering you for a while. Don't worry about it at all. Any good field squad that I can use with Rigoro? No, not necessarily. I mean, if you're going to, maybe like a Rigoro Ribbon so you can capitalize on the shield stuff, or a Rigoro and Bodala, same thing, so you can capitalize on the shield bonuses when you have a shield up. But other than that, no, not really. And strongest hero, but I don't have anything for field. Yeah, it would be Bodala or Riven if you're going to be anything. You could do Eddie as well, because every time with Eddie's Awakened skill, every single time a shield pops, the HP gets cut of units around you, which obviously Rigoro has a shield, so there's some synergy there. But other than that, no, not really. Is Thunder still a good option for Garrison or field? No, he hasn't been for a while. You really have to move to the more modernized heroes. I mean, like the weakest of the infantry heroes right now for field and such would be Bodala. And then from there, like you need Miyamoto, you need Eileen, you need soon to be Julian, Sakura, Boyd, those types of things. 5 infantry, still awakened stage. How is Sakura's assistant for Stella? Are you doing the same or going Stella, Claude, Bodala as usual? I don't use Stella in the field. Oh, I'm sorry, for rallies. I will be using Sakura and Stella, yes, 100%. Yeah, I will be going Stella Sakura on rallies. I will definitely be trying like Sakura, Miyamoto, Sakura, Claude, all those things. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of testing involved. It's just that it's very obvious that Sakura and Stella are going to do really well. The rest of them are kind of more like hypotheticals, and just it's going to require testing in numbers. Yeah, I'm sorry for the bad news, Dragon, but that's just it. Unfortunately, the game is just moving extremely fast, and we have to try to keep up with it. And the game has just moved so quickly past Rigoro and Thunder that you really like. You want to get some core heroes. I would honestly, personally, almost recommend that you get like a Miyamoto, or a Sakura or something, and then you get like a Claude or an Isabella, because Claude and Isabella are just such great support heroes to put behind anybody that it doesn't really matter what other heroes come out. You're just like they're always gonna be good for a long time. It's like the whole point. Their kits are really well designed. Yeah, 5 infantry. I'd for sure be getting your white parts there. I mean, your hero pairing is good. I will say, I would actually switch this up. I would run Stella and Eddie for the high counter damage. I would go Boyd and Isabella because they both have skill damage increase. And you can capitalize on that. So Isabella's going to give the 25% skill damage increase. Boyd is going to give the 30%, especially like once you transcend this. You'll get the 30% here. You'll get the 20% there. And that'll just make it a high single target damage march. I think that you're missing out on damage potential here by running Miyamoto and Bianca. Miyamoto already has high offensive stats. If you put Eileen with him, you can just compound this into a really good AoE march and run Riven Bianca as a tanky buff march. Run this as a tanky buff and debuff march, so you can have 2 marches that will enable this march and this march when you make it AoE. And then, yeah, I would run Eddie and Stella for the high counter damage. And then I would run Boyd and Isabella. Same thing here. You're extremely high in these. I would get these up to like level 12 at this point. Get these to level 12 to 14, somewhere in there. 12 to 14. And then get these finished out. Many months without playing due to personal things. Well, I hope everything's better for you, man. Whatever ended up happening, I hope that it's all taken care of and things are better for you. How about Bianca? Is she so good or is she falling behind? She's falling behind, but she's still really relevant. Like if you're somebody that has, say, for example, like 1 7 mil or 6 mil march, or 2 7 or 6 mil marches, whatever. Like if you have 1 or 2 marches that are extremely strong and the rest of them are drastically far behind, like say half as much might, the Bianca will enable those other marches to compound like that high damage, high stats you already have. So Bianca can be used to boost those. If you're someone that's fairly well balanced, Bianca isn't necessarily needed as much. But if you have like just very weak armaments and they're not going to pump out a lot of damage anyways, you might as well use those to enable the 1 or 2 marches that you have that are extremely strong. So in that sense, she can do really well. Pew Pew, it's been a while since we talked about how to handle a retired account on spending. Weak for his strength. Any tips for me to efficiently improve his beasts? I mean, in terms of copies of beasts, there's a lot of ways to get copies for like very cheap now, and like you can get a lot of beast choice pods for, again, very cheap, or just completing events like the off limits and stuff like that. For chips, they have like the vault or whatever event that pops up that has like OC chips in them. They have the obviously like the off limits event that ends up happening too. I don't know, like you're just gonna be very event driven. It's gonna take a bit to catch up, but as long as you're not like just OC chip driven, you can actually get like copies of gold beasts and just standard gold chips for fairly cheap is probably the one nice thing there. Okay guys, so as of 10 minutes ago, it looks like the groceries got here. So it is 5:30 p.m. here, and the girlfriend's going to be off of work in, it's 5:25. So the girlfriend will be off work in 5 minutes, and then we're going to go cook dinner. So I'm going to dip. I'm going to go do that. I have to get that started, and hopefully in the oven and stuff before like the map starts. Hopefully, I don't know how this is going to turn out. Like, we're not going to be able to push NTD at all. Like, we're in such a poor matchup for this. We're so behind NTD. Like, there's no beating these guys. We just fought these guys in Island Raid and Genesis War this last time. And this is a maxed account. This is a maxed account. Like, it hurts. We're not going to be able to push into it at all. Like, this is him. He's maxed out. Like, he's got 4 red squad damage reduction hones, man. 20% squad damage reduction. Max garage. Like, we're not going to push them. So this circle 2 is chopped. So I will stream tomorrow circle 3. So not tomorrow at 14 UTC. I guess in a day and a half. I will stream 14 UTC Genesis War for circle 3. Because circle 3 is probably going to be a good one. All of these alliances that should be in Apex got pushed out. Should all be in a map together in the final circle. And we should have a good circle, a good final circle on day 3 for circle 2. So this is kind of chopped. I apologize, guys. I was hoping that this would be a fun one, but there's no way for us to beat that. That's just absolutely impossible. No, they like beating us up. I mean, when you're a maxed account and you rally an alliance and this is your trade, like against a non-maxed account, you're not very happy with it. I can tell you that much. So they're not going to ally us. We're going to get pushed into circle 2 or whatever for the last circle, which is totally fine. It's honestly fine. But yeah, I just apologize. We're not going to have a really eventful circle 2 to stream. If there are other circles that are popping off, I mean, we're obviously going to try to hold against them or something. I don't really know. I'll see what the alliance wants to do. But if we don't hold against them and we're just, sitting on helipad, then maybe we'll stream tomorrow and spectate other G brackets. I'm not too sure. We'll see what happens, but I will for sure stream the circle 3. So appreciate you guys all being here again. Thank you guys so much for like just hanging out with me, for just supporting the channel, man. You guys are awesome. If you haven't already and you want to join our community Discord, the Knowledge Syndicate Discord, I will get a link to put into the chat here. Here you go. You guys can join the Discord there. If you guys haven't seen, I am running a 20,000 gold giveaway. All you have to do is comment your player ID and then either something that you have learned from the stream this last year, something you've enjoyed, or something you want to see me do going into 2026. Make sure that both of those things are in your comment. That video is found on my YouTube channel. Go check it out if you haven't already. A lot of you have already commented there. I think we're over 300 comments now, so you guys are absolutely killing it. I appreciate it. So yeah, no, thank you guys so much. Have a good night. Have a good day wherever you are. D-Dista, thank you for the subscription on Prime, by the way. I apologize that I missed that. Hope you all have a good one. Hug a loved one. It is that time of year, guys. Spread the love. Hug a loved one. Tell someone you love them. Tell them you care about them. Tell them that you are appreciative, that they are here with you. Life is very short. There's not enough love going around. There's too much hate in the world. If anything,